Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a top 10 list, which is we're going to be talking about the top 10 worst films of the year so far and top 10 best films of the year so far because we're halfway through the year. It's already the end of June, beginning of July. Crazy how time flies, huh, people?
It's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I feel like June just started.
Yeah.
I know. And, yeah, so obviously, as you can see, I got a great crew assembled with me here. Toby, Cam, and Gavin. And Mike will be showing up a little late. He's out getting some grub. He texted me about it. So yeah, he will be here, of course.
Toby, what's that Blu-ray on your shelf back
Hmm?
there? I can't make it out because of the glare.
Oh,
You got a Blu-ray back there. Which one is it?
that's Thor.
Oh, nice. I was
Thor.
figuring it was a Marvel film, considering it was by like the like Mjolnir and all that stuff. So that makes sense.
Yeah, it's Thor. So
Also, is that right above? I can't really point it out. It's
Which one?
the it's on the same shelf as Jordan
Here,
Peele.
I'm gonna put him in solo now so you can see it.
Okay, I'm trying to figure. So, yeah, okay, that is the key demon. I was about to ask if that was the key demon from
Yes.
Last Key. Awesome, but I can
this
There
see
you
the
go.
box now.
Yeah.
Cool.
I have the
Awesome.
Eye of Agamotto. Stuff and shit like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, sir. So,
Very cool.
but yeah, so basically how this is going to work is that we are going to start with the worst list because we're just going to get the shitty movies out of the way first, and then we'll end off on a high note with the best list. So,
Oh
and
yeah.
I'm very excited to talk about these films because there are some that some of you may not expect for us to have on both of our lists, like on any of us, to be honest with you. Like, and also hints to Cam's hints to Cam's banner. He told me before we started that he's got some hot takes for both lists. So,
Yeah, I do. And
I
if
know-
you're mad, if some of you are mad over some of the entries on the list, there are only 5 movies not included on the list tonight because I haven't seen that many movies this year so far.
I've
So
seen 49 of this year's releases. I will say I have a hunch that some that'll be on Luke's and Cam's. Toby, I have no idea what to expect from yours, so I'm actually very
right.
interested in
So, but yeah, let's set a few comments and then we will get started with the dishonorable mentions for the worst list. JD is in here. What is up?
What's up?
And Ethan's in here. Says Lawless watch along tomorrow at 8 p.m. Yes. If you guys are wanting to come to the Lawless watch along, please let me know. And I'm looking for some spots.
What's Lawless?
It's like a little like period piece kind of Western mob movie with Shia LaBeouf and Tom Hardy.
Cool. I've never heard of that film before.
Same.
It's actually got a pretty loaded cast too. It's also got Jessica Chastain, Jason Clarke, Guy Pearce is also in it.
I
Like,
might be able to
it's
make
got-
it. I see it's on HBO Max.
Then you should be good then. Okie dokie. So, and I don't have a banner for that. Shit. Wait, no, why'd I click that one? Blooper reel. but
And cut.
gentlemen, we will get started with the dishonorable mentions on our worst of list. So, who wants to go first with the dishonorable mentions?
I'll hit that first. I think I don't have
Okay,
any. I have-
Gavin, you go
I have
first.
2.
Two
So
of 'em?
first one, I got Damsel, starring Millie Bobby Brown on Netflix. Reason I put this on
Oh,
here is 'cause
yeah.
I think it's bad, but it's not as bad as some of the other ones on here. I didn't hate it by any means, but it was very close to hitting that list if other ones weren't by that. And speaking of which, all my dishonorable mentions I gave a 2 out of 5 to, all 3 of them. I have Drive Away Dolls, which I fucking did not like at all. I thought some of the performances were pretty good and some of the editing, while it kind of odd, was somewhat interesting. And it was also very short, so it was a very in and out kind of film.
Yeah.
And then The Watchers is my last dishonorable mention. I thought that film was bad, but I do think, just like her father, Ishana has great potential as a director, because I thought her directing wasn't that bad in The Watchers, but overall just a pretty bad movie that I forgot most of what
Yeah,
happened.
that's fair enough. I mean, I totally get that.
Very
Cam,
forgettable.
Cam, you said you had one dishonorable mention. What that might be, good sir?
Yeah. So dishonorable mention, and this one will take a second of explaining, is Madam Web, because
Yep.
the movie
Okay.
is bad, but I have
Okay.
too much fun with it, and it holds such a special place in my heart that I can't put it on the worst list. And I know for sure I have no justification to put it on the best list. So that is my dishonorable mention because it's bad. It's really bad, but I
I was
have
gonna
too
say,
much
there's
fun
no
with
way
it too.
that's on any of your lists, because like when you've discussed it with me, especially, you're like, it's bad, but I kind of love it at the same time. Like that's
Yeah,
how you've
That
talked to me
basically,
about it.
yeah, it's really bad. It's a
I'll talk
piece of
about it.
shit,
I'll
but
talk
I
about it
love
later on
it.
the list. But
Yeah.
but
Crazy.
but Toby, did you have any honorable mentions?
Um,
Dishonorable mentions?
I mean, I will guess I say ISS.
Okay.
That
Okay,
was
fair enough.
I mean, it had potential. There was some cool visuals, and overall, I honestly can't remember the shit after this movie, so I can't even say anything. So
That's
that's
fair
there.
enough.
Yeah.
All right. So my turn next for the dishonorable mentions. I have 7 of them.
Oh damn.
So, and I'm gonna, and these are, so first 4 are my 1.5s, and then and then 3 more are a few of my 1 stars that I have on my list. So first, dishonorable mention: Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scar Giver. Really, Zack Snyder, this is what you give us?
Fucking sucked. I'm with you there. It's not on my. It's on my. I'll tell you this much. It's on my top 10.
Don't
worst.
spoil the position, but
I won't say
I'm
the
glad you're
position,
telling
it's
me that
on
it's
there.
on the list.
Mhm.
Atlas, how do you make Jennifer Lopez fighting in a mech suit with like battling Simu Liu in a mech suit boring as fuck? This is how you do it.
I didn't
Frickin'
even
bingo.
watch that movie.
Good.
And then next up, Spaceman. That one might be kind of a hot take to
Oh.
some people. I thought
What
that
the
film
fuck
was
is
boring
that?
as hell.
What is that?
It's an Adam Sandler
Oh.
drama where he's a spaceman been alone for 6 months. He talks to a spider who's voiced by Paul Dano, mind you.
Yeah, I've heard. Now I know what you're talking about. I did not remember the title of the film at all. But yeah.
Oh my god, dude! I
I
thought
need
it
to
was
see
so
that.
boring. Like
Oh, I need to see it.
it was boring, dude. I'm glad for
Interesting.
people that like it. I thought it was so boring. So
Oh wow.
then next up, the last 1.5-star movie is The Tiger's Apprentice. Anybody
I've
heard of it?
that.
Anybody?
No.
Good.
Nope.
Good. I'm glad you haven't. I had to sit through it.
Oh wow.
All right. Got 3
That's
more.
a Paramount Plus movie, yeah.
Yep.
Got
And I have Paramount Plus, so I
When
kind of just checked it out on a whim, and I was like, that was
is
a
the
waste of
animated?
time.
Is it the
Yeah, it's
animated movie?
animated.
Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah,
it
I
has
know
a
what it
great
is.
cast. Like, it has such a great cast. How do you make it this
Yeah.
bad?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it.
Next up, Lift. Probably the most forgettable movie of the whole year. I forgot this film even existed.
Yeah.
F. Gary Gray, Kevin Hart. I know you guys can do better. Please don't make shit like this. Unfrosted. The Jerry Seinfeld movie. As a fan of Jerry Seinfeld, this was a letdown.
As not
Right.
a fan of Jerry Seinfeld, it was a letdown.
It was a letdown, honestly, in my opinion. I mean, I like Jerry Seinfeld. He's a funny dude, but when you give me shit like this, yeah, red flag.
He sounds fucking psychotic in the interviews recently.
I don't know, man, but
Is he?
Maybe.
I mean, and also, how do you take this talented of a cast and then waste it?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they had such a star-studded cast, and then they're just wasted.
at that
It was
point, it's
totally
the director's
unfunny.
fault. So
I was morely annoyed
I
that
guess.
I thought this one was morely annoying than it was funny.
yeah,
It
I
wasn't
was, I
really
was
funny at
rolling my
all.
eyes more than I was laughing.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep.
And I watched it at work, mind you, so that was the perfect place to
Oh.
watch this movie.
The best description I have for that movie is that it feels like an unfunny SNL sketch.
The worst possible SNL sketch, basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then last dishonorable mention. This might give me some hate. I don't give a shit. I've seen more people like this movie. I just can't get into it. Sting.
Is that like big ass spider movie?
That spider looks fake as hell. So
Okay, yeah, I've heard of that one too.
I have
It's bad.
arachnophobia. I want to watch it. I want to torture myself.
if you guys want a good spider movie to watch that actually feels more realistic, check out
I know.
Infested on Shudder.
It's
That's a-
fantastic.
Infested is a much better movie. Anyways, rant over on that. Now it's time to boil these fuckers. So we're gonna go. So this is how it's gonna go. It's gonna go Cam, then Gavin, then Toby, then me. So
Okay.
but once Mike comes in, it'll probably still be in the same order. Then be Cam, Gavin, Toby, Mike, then me.
Gotcha.
All right. So let's try to keep this brief. So number 10, Cam, what do you
All
have?
right. All right, before I get into the list, just really quickly, numbers 10 to 7 are movies I think are just okay. The rest I didn't like, but these are just okay movies, but I didn't have any movies I thought less of than these. But 10th place is the new Mean Girls. As a huge fan of musicals and as a huge fan of, like, I adore the original Mean Girls movie.
It's a masterpiece.
This movie did nothing for me. The cast wasn't as strong, the songs weren't as strong as the Broadway version. And yeah, I just left super disappointed.
Mhm.
All right.
I really like the original film. I'm not like as high on it as a lot of people are. I still think it's a very good film. Just hasn't aged well for me in certain aspects, but I do respect the film for sure.
It's one of
Yeah.
my favorite films of all time. The original.
Totally
Mean Girls.
fair. I mean,
Oh, really?
just
Oh,
it didn't hit
yeah.
the same for me.
Yeah, my biggest problem with the new Mean Girls was that it was too afraid of like cancel culture, you could say, to be like as mean and as like dirty with the jokes.
I just felt it was a retread of the original film. That's all.
It was a
It's-
poor retread with songs thrown in, and that's
I
my
mean,
biggest problem
Yeah,
with it.
but
Which was
I
the
will say
problem
the
with the Broadway
best part of the
musical,
film
too,
is Renee
'cause-
Rapp. I thought she was great as Regina.
Yeah,
But other than that, though, I thought the film was just. Woof.
yeah,
It was
Not
bland.
good.
Agreed.
And that's the problem
Mhm.
with the musical too, is that it's like just the movie, but they just play songs in there at random instead of making changes that make sense.
Yep. Yeah.
1,000%.
I have
Gavin,
seen
what
the
is
Broadway
your number
musical.
10? What do you got for number 10, good sir? Gavin?
Oh, I thought we were. Oh, okay, I got this. I figured out what we're doing now. 10th place. I don't know why. I didn't realize what we were doing. In 10th place, which I gave a 1.5 out of 5 to, I have The Exorcism, starring Russell Crowe.
Mhm.
It had potential. It was like, kind of like a movie version of like I assume all of us know of like all the stuff that happened behind the scenes of The Exorcist. It was like, okay, these people are making a remake of The Exorcist, and stuff goes wrong, and that part is engaging for the first 20 minutes of the movie, and then it becomes a standard standard possession movie, and you don't even see Russell Crowe's character get possessed. It's really bad. But again, I thought Russell Crowe was fun in the movie. I thought the cast tried, and I did appreciate some of the direction taken here. It's really just all in the script. And if you want a better Exorcist movie starring Russell Crowe to watch, I would recommend. It's not good. It's pretty mediocre, but Pope's Exorcist is a fairly fun watch.
It's pretty good.
I
What do you
actually
mean?
like The Pope's Exorcist, so I'd rather watch that. And honestly, even thinking about it, like even with The Exorcism, it's like The Exorcism makes The Pope's Exorcist look like Exorcist 3. Like,
Well,
honestly, like
I
because-
don't know about that. I mean, here's the thing: the movie could have the original title of The Exorcism was The Georgetown Project. That's a much better name because that's actually more of what the movie actually is. Because there's not an exorcism in the movie.
right. So
Bruh. I haven't even seen it, but I'm not seeing it after what I'm hearing right now.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh God.
read the behind the scenes information on The Exorcist. It's way more entertaining.
I would. Yeah, that probably would be it. I might give it a try, but at the same time, I might just avoid it.
Just wait for the Shudder release, honestly. If you're
That's
going
probably what
to
I'm
end
gonna
up
do.
watching it.
Like, I don't care to pay.
It's 90
It's
minutes.
such a stream it movie. It feels like it's straight to streaming.
It's 90 minutes. It feels kind of like 2 hours at some points in the film.
Oh,
But like
jeez.
by the time
Yeah,
it
oh
wrapped, I
god,
was like,
that sounds like torture porn.
it was
Like,
odd though, because like sometimes I was like, okay, we could fucking pick up the movie now. But then when they like stuff actually starts happening, I was like, oh, already. So the pacing's very, very wonky with the movie. But yeah, 10th place, The Exorcism.
all right,
Fair.
Kobe, what do you got?
All
my man?
right. For my 10th place, I actually have Driver Riddles.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So yeah.
Oh,
Look, I
Right.
went into this movie not knowing anything. I didn't even know. I know the poster. I know the name. I know the some of the cast, and that's it. I left the theater grossed out, um, not loving it at all. I thought it was honestly, I thought it was unfunny. I was not laughing at all. I was just sitting there and not enjoying and watching a lot of, well, sexy shit, I guess. But yeah, I think the casts, some of the casts are pretty good. Um, I wish, I wish we got more Pedro Pascal though. That would be kind of cool.
Mhm.
He's a great
Agreed.
actor.
Yeah, I love
Um,
Pedro. So
And
I guess I'm
yeah,
in the lone boat here with that movie. I'm in the lone boat. I'm the only person that actually liked it.
fair, fair.
Fair for you. I don't see how, but fair. Good for you,
Yeah,
man. I wish
yeah.
I wish I did.
I definitely
I
also
don't know,
wish
man.
that
I just went in wanting a good time, and that's what I got. Like I had a good
I
time.
went in wanting a good time, and I walked out going, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, exactly what I was looking. What
I didn't
worst
even
thing
watch
I-
it.
Like I'll let it slide for you guys.
I didn't even
The
watch
worst-
it. I was reading a comic book and I woke up at the TV and I'm just watching lesbians have sex and I'm like, Gavin, what the fuck are you watching right now? And he's like, oh, Driveway Dolls. I was like,
Stop going
he
forward.
just said Driveway Dolls. I was like, that doesn't answer any of my questions.
It
Like,
kind of sound like a porn movie. So
Yeah, but
Yeah.
all right, let's move on.
All right.
So my number 10. Usually with my number 10s now, I like to have it be the so bad it's good film that I find personally for the year. That number 10 spot is going to Madam Web.
I'll take it.
I think this film, I think it helped with the theater experience I had with me and my best friend just being all alone in the theater. And I thought we had just an absolute blast, just laughing at the screen, cracking jokes the entire time. Like, I think it even helped that we were by ourselves. Like,
Yeah.
in all honesty, but to be fair though, in all honesty, this film is horrible. It's horrendous.
Mhm.
But I think if you watch it with the right mindset of it, like it's bad, but you're gonna get the best of it. I think that's the best way to watch this movie, and also get some friends together, drink a little bit, have a good time. That's the best way I can describe this movie.
Yeah.
So yeah,
there you
number
go.
10 for me, Madam Web.
best way I can describe it is don't fucking watch it if you haven't.
I agree.
Fair enough. I mean, like I said, it does help with my theater experience. All right. Number 9. Let's go to number 9. Cam, what do you got?
Okay, so this is probably the hottest take on the list, and that is Kingdom of the Planet of the
So?
Apes. Because I liked the first 20 minutes of the movie. The rest, I was so fucking bored, I started to doze off.
That's so fair. The pacing's kind of bad. The pacing's pretty bad in the
It
movie.
was well made. It was well acted. The effects were great. I was just so bored and didn't give a damn about anything. Also, it is weird how little
Proxima
what is
Caesar.
it? Proximus Caesar did in the movie. Like, he was barely fucking in it.
That's true.
Based on the marketing, I was like, oh, they're gonna find this kingdom with a ton of different apes in it, and there's gonna be a cool fight. And it's like they get there, Proximus shows up. He's like, hey, we love Caesar. Let's do this. And then they just break into a vault. Shit happens, and then it's over. And I'm like, that's it. Like,
I will say
I
the
might
final
like it
battle-
more if I've seen the other Planet of the Apes movies, but I was just so bored with this, and I just wanted to leave.
The final battle was pretty anticlimactic, I will say. Like it was.
I forgot
it was
a lot
kinda
of what
over.
happened.
It was like finally getting interesting, and then it was kind of over.
Okay, I will give you that.
It
I
felt
still
like
don't
the
agree, though,
stepping
but-
stone to
yeah.
more Planet of the Apes movies. It just
And I
felt
still
like a
think the movie's
stepping stone.
Great, by the way, I gave it a 4 out of 5. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I thought
Mm.
the pacing was pretty bad. It did not need to be like almost 2.5 hours long.
Fair enough.
I do
But,
agree on that. Yeah, 100%. So visually, absolutely stunning.
It's insane. And
I-
incredible. Like,
hopefully this is the first
yeah.
Planet of the Apes movie to get an Oscar because
Oh,
Rise, Dawn, and War didn't get one. Neither, not any of them.
the other ones?
which is sad, but
None of the
The
other ones.
old ones? Not
I
the old
don't
ones.
think those ones got one either. I know the new trilogy didn't though.
Hmm.
yeah.
New War trilogy, which I've only seen Rise. I haven't seen Dawn of War yet, but
Oh,
Rise was
okay.
good. I liked Rise.
Vor
fair.
is definitely, to be fair, my favorite. So you need to watch both of Vor and of course Dawn is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Gavin, let's go over to you. What's your number 9, good sir?
Ninth place, also at a 1.5 out of 5, I have Night Swim. I thought this
Oh
movie
boy, I'll be
was-
talking about that one. Let me just say that I will be
I
talking
thought
about
this
it.
movie was really, really bad. And for something, and I have seen the short film that it's based off, by the way. I think the short film's really good. And keep in mind, that one's 3 minutes. This movie's like an hour and 40 or something like that. So there's a big time jump there. And it definitely is one that works better, much better, as a short film. I will say, though, where it gets its points is, I didn't hate the cast. I didn't hate the cast in here. I thought they were fun in the movie. I thought, specifically the dad, I thought he was fun. I thought he was fine in the movie. Like, I didn't think there was anything special with the cast at all. Wyatt Russell, that's his name. I thought he was fun in the movie. And I also thought there was some well-executed, not scares, because I was never scared, but I thought some of the sequences were fairly interesting. And the creature designs I also quite liked, but overall it was just kind of laughably bad. And when I say laughably bad, I mean there's a certain point in the movie where there was a couple other people in the cinema. I just started laughing at what the fuck I was watching. It was right before they go to like the people from the opening scene's house to get answers, which you've seen in fucking every other horror movie like this before.
Yep.
And I was just like, there's no fucking way they're doing this. And they did it. And I was baffled. But it's bad. But I don't know. It's not worse than a lot of these others on the list. And it's one that, like, out of the other ones in the bottom 8, I would rather rewatch this one.
I actually
But
thought it was pretty
Blumhouse
decent.
ain't looking good this year. I will say,
That
I
is
liked
true.
Imaginary more. Imaginary's on the same scale of a 1.5 out of 5, but I liked Imaginary more. That one's actually 11th place this for worst of the year if we were doing that. But I thought Imaginary was at least fucking hilarious. So
Night Swim is actually at my my what is that 12th of the year
wow.
bad. So it's actually not that. It was better than expected, but I definitely do agree there was so much. At least generic, that's for sure. The cast definitely was fun. Some of the underwater scenes you can get there were pretty decent, I guess.
It was bad, but like I didn't hate myself while watching it either.
Yeah.
Compared to other movies on this list.
Yeah, fair enough. But But Toby, what do you got for number 9?
All right, number 9 with a 2-star rating, so it's not that bad, but it's bad. I got Taro.
Oh yeah.
So
I will say I'm not talking about it, but these two fuckheads will be talking about it for sure.
All right, yeah. I didn't think it was actually that bad. I knew from the start where I just saw the characters, I saw how they were acting, how it was lit, everything. I knew they were not likable. They were not. Just not likable. And so I was just having the mindset of like, I'm just going to watch him how they're going to get killed. I want to see how they want to get killed. And while it does have some cool sequences, the kills definitely lack. I wish it kind of was an R rating.
Yeah,
because
same.
some of the at least like the magical, I would say the magic kind of kill was
the
so
magician one that could have been so good.
right.
But it wasn't because it was PG-13 and they didn't show shit.
Yep. I was like sitting here, oh please, just don't care about the PG-13 rating. Please just kill her, But
Give me Carnage. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, where's that at? Where's the Carnage?
But yeah, I had some fun of it just trying to watch how they were killed. Honestly, that's what I enjoyed of it.
Well,
Everything else was very generic, though.
Yeah.
Very.
Totally fair. But all right. Oh boy, my number 9 Cam, Yavin, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to say my piece on this movie, and then we're going to move on because we've already had our fair share of discussions about this film. My number 9 is The Strangers Chapter 1.
Fuck you! No, I'm kidding.
you goddamn motherfucker! You don't say that shit to me. Anyways, yeah. I mean, look, from the trailers, I was like, okay, we'll see what they got. It does look like a copy of the first film. Let's see what they got.
Remake.
Yeah, and then I watch and I walk into the theater with the slightest amount of hope. Like I'm like, okay. Even though at first I didn't like Pray at Night, like after we watched, I liked it.
Yeah.
I sit down and I watch the film. This movie made me appreciate Pray at Night even more, and that's honestly on this movie's end is not a good thing. I thought this film was painfully boring. Like, honestly, by the last 10 minutes of this film, I almost left because I was just like, okay, this is just the same shit. The characters in this film, I could not latch onto. I thought they were dumb as fuck. I don't even know what else to say about this film. This film just aggravated me to my core.
If you want more of our thoughts, Mike's reviews and analysis on YouTube, there's a spoiler stream discussing The Strangers Chapter 1 and If, starring Ryan Reynolds. So
yeah, but we've already said our piece on this film. We've already talked about it numerous times. I think it's safe for us to move on. Because
I will also hint that I will also be talking about it.
I will be talking about it as well, but I will tell you, it's not in this list. It's somewhere else.
We knew that already.
So
we knew that, but
I like this movie a lot.
Yeah.
I'll just say that I like Chapter 1 a lot.
I'm glad you do.
How dare you like it?
I know.
But for me,
I will say I like Pray at Night a little bit more. Do plan on probably rewatching Pray at Night tonight. I got the Blu-ray, so I can watch the uncut version, which I'm excited about. Because I haven't seen that version yet. But I think personally, Pray at Night is my favorite one. But I will say one thing that is specifically in Chapter 1's favor. I can't fucking wait to see what they do next. I showed was it 2 nights ago, I think?
Yeah, 2 nights ago.
My thoughts on the film is our grandma, because she knows how much I enjoy the film. She was like, can we watch Strangers Chapter 1? Because I bought it on digital, and I was like, yeah, let's watch it. And it ended, and it said to be continued, and she looks over to me, and she goes, what the fuck? I want the next one. Because I just explained to her, Gigi, all right, this is Chapter 1. There is number 2 comes out in fall, and number 3 is set for next year. And instantly she was like, okay, well, you guys got to take me to Chapter 2. She fucking loved Chapter 1. She absolutely adored it, and she's very excited to see where it goes. And even the post credit scene, I was like, gee, there's a little scene that's in part 2 that's plays after the credits. She was like, well, all right, and she loved that too, and she was like, oh my god. So she loved Chapter 1, and I'm very excited to go see Chapter 2 with her. And 3.
Again, I'm glad you like it, but we're gonna move on because we've already said our fair shares about this movie.
It's better than the first one, the OG.
I disagree entirely, but we're gonna move on. Number 8, Cam. Let's go to you.
All right. So depending on the person, this one might be a bit steamier than number 9. My number 8 is The Bike Riders.
Damn it!
The acting was fine. It was shot okay, but I was really bored, and the ending was bad, and it also didn't make a lot of sense. I want to talk about it, but I'm not sure how spoilery I should go.
Yeah, I agree with the Bike
I
Riders.
I don't really want any spoilers.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, we won't spoil the ending. I will agree with Camden. With everything they set up previously and what happens, it doesn't really make sense in the context of the movie.
If you remind me, I'll tell you guys, or at least I'll tell Luke off stream because I don't know if I've mentioned it before. But yeah, I didn't like the ending at all. Tom Hardy's accent changed 3 times throughout the film.
It did.
And Austin Butler was fine. Jodie Comer. It was just everyone in it was just fine, but I was just really bored, and it felt like it was 3 hours.
I mean,
I felt like they could have trimmed it down to an hour 40 if they wanted to.
I agree. I will say Tom Hardy's accent was very funny because there'll be a part where he's talking very begrudgingly, and his accent's very deeper and darker. And then he's in the bar and he just goes, "Burn it down." So it switches 3 or 4 times in the movie, and I kept thinking, I was like, "The fuck? What's he doing?"
Yeah, I was chuckling to myself because it was because they established he's got such a good relationship with Benny, and he'll kill people for Benny. And then it's like big serious scene. They walk into a bar. He's like, "What should we do, boss?" And he's just like, "Burn it down." And I'm like, "Okay, Carl Weezer, sure."
Right. I will say I enjoyed Bike Riders. I liked the film. Didn't love it, but I liked it.
I will just tell you this: I will be talking about the Bike Riders, but not on this list. That's for sure. I'm not talking about it on this list.
I honestly can't wait to watch it.
Gavin, let's move to you.
Okay.
Number 8.
Number 8. I don't have shit to say about this one because Luke, you talked about it enough, and we share very similar thoughts on it that you said in your dishonorable mentions. I have Atlas.
Yeah,
not really much to say about that. We kind of already discussed that movie.
So let's do this. Like,
well,
in regards to this
1.5 out of 5. Out of 5.
I have that at a 1.5 as well. But I'm gonna say this: unless you actually do have some thoughts to add on with these films, if we already talked about it, just copy paste what the other person said, and we can move on, so we can keep this thing moving.
Yeah, in short, how do you make a movie starring Jennifer Lawrence who befriends a robot? It's just a fucking Titanfall video game.
Lopez.
Did I say Lawrence?
Yes.
Yeah, I meant Lopez. It's basically just a bad version of the Titanfall games.
Gav got her confused with a better actress. That's his bad.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah,
I got
that's
fucking... Dude, someone flamed me in my
Hotter
review
one,
for
too.
that movie because I said Lopez was a bad actress. Which I
Yeah,
stand
I mean,
by.
I can't blame you, but we're gonna move on from that. Toby,
Everybody was
what's your
bad
number
in
8,
that
sir?
fucking movie.
Fair. So, yeah, we all have basically discussed it. It's Stranger Chapter 1.
You gave that a 2
Right
out
there.
of 5, if I'm correct, yeah?
Yeah, 2 out of
Thought
5.
so. Okay. Because
I mean,
remember
it's
you were
not
texting
bad.
me when you were
Yeah.
watching it. That was
Mhm.
funny.
Oh, yeah. Look, the characters, they are stupid. Is it fun? A little bit, wee bit.
Just a wee bit.
Yeah. Now, I wasn't the biggest fan of the original. I've never been a big fan of it. I think I also gave it a 2 out of 5. This one didn't do anything for me. I do enjoy that it's not exactly a 1-to-1 copy
Yeah,
of the
I
original.
think that's the thing that I appreciate the most about it. Is
Yeah.
that it changes a lot of it.
Yeah, it does change some things of it, and other than that, it was honestly just a kind of generic and a tiny bit boring. I will give it that. It is. I'm more excited about chapter 2 and 3 because they say that it's going to explore new shit, but yeah.
I mean, I doubt it's going to be a remake of Pray at Night. Could you imagine, though? Chapter 1's a
Yeah, I
remake
couldn't
of the
imagine,
OG.
but
Chapter
Oh.
2 is a remake of Pray at Night, and then Chapter 3 is new shit. That'd be
No,
funny.
no.
I'm glad
that'd
they're
be
not
Chapter
doing
that
that.
actually would be kind of hilarious to me.
No.
But-
Chapter 3 is the remake of chapter 1.
Oh, there we go.
Oh god, I couldn't even imagine that. Anyways, all right, let's move on. Number 8 for me is a movie that no one's heard of, and I hear nobody talking about it, and for good measure, Role Play.
What the fuck is roleplay?
Yet never heard of it.
Kaylee Cuoco, David Oyelowo. Anybody seen it?
I have no idea.
Probably
any of those
haven't
people
because
are.
it's fucking terrible. The two leads have no chemistry whatsoever. It's so shoddy. It's horribly edited. It isn't funny. It's not romantic. This is everything wrong with action comedies, in my opinion. Like, it's horrible. Like, I could barely sit through this movie. Like, I couldn't even tell you how many times I almost turned it off, and then I was like, let's see if it gets any better, and it didn't. It just got worse. But yeah, I still sat through it. I'm happy to say that. But
What'd you give that one out of 5?
oh, I should have mentioned 8 through 1 are all of my half stars.
Okay, makes sense. Jesus, fuck,
The-
you gave that many half stars? I've given, I think, 3.
Oh.
They're just films that I absolutely hated myself while watching. That's why I think they deserve it.
No,
I've given
fair.
2 half stars.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've only given 1 5-star this year, which you guys all know what that is. And then
Already
I've given,
knew it. Yeah.
And then I've
Strangers?
given, what'd you say?
Strangers? Chapter 1.
No. And then I think I'm only going to give 1. I think I'm only going to give one more 5-star this year. I think I will say Joker. I think I'm on the fence about because I'm like I don't think it's gonna be 5-star. And then I watched the trailer and I'm like, see, there's potential. The only other film I think I could give 5 stars to is actually Maxine, just because I gave Pearl 5 stars. I think
Alright.
I
enough,
gave
yeah.
X 4.5. I gave Pearl 5 out of 5. I don't know. I think Maxine looks like it could be my favorite one. So I'm very
We'll
excited.
see.
I've given way too many 5 stars this year.
Yeah, I'm
Almost-
very strict.
Same here, me. Same
I'm
here with me. But
very, very
almost-
strict on what I give what.
I think like around like top 10 to 1 is all 5 stars.
I mean, it's not
So,
inherently a bad thing.
my 9 through 1 are all are. I'll just say this: my 9 through 1 of my best list are all 5 stars for
Because
me.
for me,
Yeah.
my thing is like if I give, I gave him away a little bit too much last year, and I did kind of course correct there. But for me, it's like I don't want to limit myself because obviously there could be that that herring of a film that I'm just like Jesus, yeah, that one has to be. But I am very it's for 5 stars and it's for half stars. Those ones are the ones I have to give out very infrequently. The other ones I'm like, yeah, okay, but like half star and 5 star, those should be saved for best of the best, worst of the worst kind of scenario.
Yeah, makes
And then
sense.
I'm like, I say this about 5 stars, and then Scary Movie, I gave 5 stars too. So it's
Zero movies in my top 10 are 5 stars.
Yeah.
And there's only one movie in my worst list that I just fucking despise. So
I know what that
Which,
one
well, again,
is.
we'll talk about it, but
Yep.
let's
'Cause
keep
we gave it the
moving
same
along.
score.
Let's keep on moving along. Let's go to number 7 there, fellas. Cam, let's go to you. What's your number 7?
mine, it is a bad movie. I had fun and it's imaginary. I've talked about it a bit. Me and Gav saw it together, laughed our ass off the whole time. It's a piece of shit, but it's really funny.
It's
So
really fucking
yeah,
funny.
that's
I'll
really all I
definitely
gotta
talk
say about
that one, but not on
Imaginary.
I'll definitely talk about it, but it's not going to be on the same vein as you guys.
I had
I'll
an
just say that.
amazing time with the movie. It's trash.
Yeah.
But I had an amazing time.
I had a
Gavin, let's
blast.
go to you, good sir. What's your number 7?
This one, could you believe it, is another review I got shit for. And this is 1.5 of the 5. I gave Ultraman Rising.
Oh,
I
that's
heard
a spicy one.
I heard a lot of great stuff on this film, so when I sat down to watch it, I was like, I can't wait. This was my only experience with Ultraman, by the way, but god damn, I thought the voice acting was pretty dodgy. I thought the story was uninteresting, and I thought it was too long. I thought the pacing was awful. It felt like I was sitting there for 6 hours, and it felt longer than fucking Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I absolutely hated this film so much. But it looks great. The animation of this film, if like there was like a Godzilla film, I kept thinking if there's a Godzilla animated film and it looks like this, I'd be happy with that. Just get different writers. But I think the animation is stellar in this film. I was just bored. I got really nothing else to say about it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I do want to check it out though. But
Yeah, I say give it a
again,
shot.
we'll see. We'll see what
You
I
know,
think.
I'm like the one.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like a
that's
needle in a
why
haystack.
that's why I was like, ooh, that's a spicy one.
Yeah.
Like, but Toby, what do you got for number
Alright.
6?
We have we have already discussed this. Unfrosted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's shit.
So it's shit, not funny. I actually I gave it 2 out of 5, so it's not like the absolute worst of worst. There's a lot of flaws. It is unfunny, and I do not like the acting or the dialogue, and I also do not like how it looks. It looks
Yeah.
dog shit,
It looks
basically.
It
very
looks cheap.
cheap.
It looks
Yeah.
cheap for like a biopic.
It looks
Like,
like a yeah. It looks like a
For,
it
I
looks
should say
like one
for
of the
like, for like
worst.
a joke.
It looks like a
Yeah.
digital SNL sketch in a way. Sorry, I'm throwing
Yeah.
so much shade at SNL. They've had some pretty good stuff this year. I thought the Scooby Doo one they did with Sabrina Carpenter was hilarious. Like
That was
There you
Sabrina
go,
Carpenter and Jake
see?
Gyllenhaal. I thought that one was great. So
Exactly. So,
I'll give credit where credit's due. Fuck you, SNL.
anyways, let's move on. Number 7, I don't have the same viewpoint for this movie. We did talk about it a little earlier. Night Swim.
Yeah.
I hated this movie. Aside from one unintentional laugh at the very beginning of the movie. At the very beginning, mind you.
Is that when the kid dies?
When the kid just gets pulled under by the horrible CGI demon was hilarious to me.
Ooh,
That was hilarious. And
Darkroom Reviews is right. The funeral scene in Unfrosted was fucking atrocious. He's right
Oh,
there.
God.
that was
yeah.
that was just
That was just fucking
uncalled for, in my opinion.
And the
Like,
January 6th parody thing. That was
yeah, like it was just uncalled for, but
that was just distasteful, honestly.
no pun intended, by the way.
And I fucking love Pop Tarts. Eat that shit like every day. The blueberry
Me
ones,
too.
those are my favorite ones.
I need to get one of those. I've never tasted it.
What?
Dude, Pop Tarts are delicious, dude.
Oh, that makes sense. I'll mail you one.
Let's go.
Yeah, my favorite one's blueberry for sure. It's basic, but it's my favorite one. I really like the
I think mine is mine's a hot fudge sundae for me.
Yeah, I will say a lot of people like the brown sugar cinnamon one. Not a fan. Not a fan of that one.
Oh, are we talking about Pop Tarts? Brown sugar
right
cinnamon is the fucking goat. I love that shit.
I hate that one.
Gavin, or no, Cam, give it to me. Give it to me.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't like that one at all. I feel sad for Toby. He's never had one. He hasn't lived yet.
Okay, we all have our taste.
I haven't lived yet. Yeah.
But yeah, Night Swim. Aside from the unintentional laugh I had at the very beginning, I don't know. I was bored.
Yeah.
Also, until you were supposed to say polo scene where I laughed my ass off.
That was so I didn't even talk about that, but you're right. That was so good. It was really bad, by the way.
It was
so
bad,
funny.
but it was freaking hilarious. Like,
it was
other than
amazing.
that, though, for the rest of the film, I don't know. For the rest of the film, I was like, I don't know.
Oh, also, you know that
Maggie.
shot in Night Swim where he's like has like the black rash thing growing on his body? That
was so stupid.
That happens in fucking. That's the same exact shot as in Exorcism.
What the hell?
That's
in the
that's
shower
ridiculous.
too.
That is stupid. But
Okay.
we've already said our piece about Night Swim. Fuck this movie, it sucks. Let's just move on.
I'll send Toby every version of Pop Tarts.
Let's go.
Let's go to number 6. Cam, what do you got?
All right, so I've already talked to death about this movie. In the spoiler stream we did a bit back, but it's If. All I'll say again is that I was bored and I didn't like the performances, and I didn't find it like funny at all. But I was reading through the comments a second ago. So hi JD, I'm doing good. And then he asked what my favorite movie and show is. I'll answer these quickly. Favorite movie right now is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. My favorite show right now is either X-Men 97 or The Boys. So, yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Good thing to answer that. Good job. But yeah, If.
All bangers.
I might talk about that on one of the other lists, but we'll see.
That movie was
Nice.
so fucking boring.
You guys get bored a lot.
I know, right? It's odd.
Very easily. Oh.
Dude,
Really?
I thought you knew this already. If it's not cape shit, or horror movies, I don't walk in. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey Toby, I know you're top 4 on Letterboxd. I'll redeem myself to you. I think The Conjuring is a 4.5 of the 5, and I give the same score to Oppenheimer. I think both are amazing movies. So, there.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's just get that cleared up quick. 'Cause we need to keep.
True.
Good thing we have that cleared up.
I haven't even seen Oppenheimer, so I'm not even going to comment. I didn't
That's
feel
true,
like
you
it.
haven't seen it.
Of course.
I'll
Is anyone
force you.
looking surprised? Let's be
Anyways.
for real.
I'll force you.
All right, gents, let's keep going. Gavin, what do you got for number 6?
What do I have? That's a good question. Oh, I don't even have to say anything about this one. It's Unfrosted. Moving on.
Let's move on then. Toby.
All right.
1 out of 5, by the way. 1 out of 5.
One of the, yeah, I give that one 1 star. Toby.
All right. So this is actually one I seen very recently. I think like last week, and it's the French movie Under Paris.
Oh, is that shark one?
Yep, the shark movie.
Yes. Now, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's very, very bad. Again, this actually, I have it on 2 out of 5. So, not bad. But I thought the execution of the whole thing, honestly, also the CGI shark didn't look that great. Some of the practical things were pretty decent. The cast, it's hard to say on a French film, but it's not great. And then I know that the story was kind of boring, to be honest.
Yeah, I haven't bothered with that one.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, oh well. All right, let's move on. Number 6 for me. Chris Pine, I love you. Stick to acting, my buddy. Pool Man.
I had
thought
a
this movie
feeling this was going to
atrocious.
be on your worst list because we had a conversation about Pool Man.
Yeah, this film I thought was horrible. It wasn't funny. There was no intriguing mystery to this film. This is supposed to be a mystery comedy. There's no intriguing mystery because you're just bored and you're just like, why can't Chris Pine like dude? And this was Chris Pine's directorial debut, and boy, this was a failure on every single level. I'll give it this though. The cast tries. That's about it, honestly. I didn't think this film was really that well made. Like, I thought the color grading for the film, even though I can say some of it looks okay, the rest of it I'm just like, I don't feel like I'm in a real place here. This looks like something you would edit on a green screen.
Yeah.
I thought I would even go as far as to say that all the performances were bad. Like, and especially Danny DeVito. Like,
He's in the movie?
I love Danny DeVito.
I did
But
not
for
know
him to
he
be
was in the
bad in a
movie.
movie like this puzzles me. And I'm actually pretty proud of my my Letterboxd review for this. And I quote, "Mommy, mommy, we want the Big Lebowski. We have the Big Lebowski at home. The Big Lebowski at home blank is this movie." It's horrible. Do not watch Pool Man. Even if you're mildly curious, just stray away, please.
See, I don't know. When I saw of it, I
Fair.
didn't really mind it. Again, it was the
But I
trailer.
remember not to call you out or anything, Gavin, but I do remember you posting about the shenanigans that Chris Pine was doing on Twitter, like about his film not accepting his negativity.
Oh, I do remember posting that. Now, I will admit, I do kind of want to retract that statement because what they said wasn't exactly what he said. I did watch the interview with Happy, Sad, Confused. It's a great interview, by the way, guys. I think you should watch it. It's a fun one. The way he said it and how he wasn't accepting bad reviews is not the case of what happened. It was it's hard to describe what he really said. He said he like kind of accepts that it's not going to be for everybody, but he is happy with the final product of the movie. It is pretty hard to describe, but what he said in the interview, compared to what was posted online, I'm
glad he was happy with the way this film turned out. But just for people like me, as an audience member, didn't like it at all. So for that reason, it lands in my number 6. So, all right. Oh boy, this is where we get to the shit territory. This is what I'm talking about. We're entering the top 5. So,
I like how you say
damn.
shit territory, like we haven't been shitting on the movies we've talked about so far.
I know, but this is like the really bad stuff. Like, this is where we get to the real shit. So Cam, what is your number 5?
My number 5 is Kung Fu Panda 4. I haven't talked about this one a lot, but quick thing, I think it should have been called Kung Fu Panda. Just thing there. But in the moment, I was like, yeah, this movie's okay. And then like me and Gab were like talking like a couple hours later, and we are like, oh, we saw the new Kung Fu Panda today, because I forgot about it because it's just incredibly forgettable. Like, I didn't find it that funny. Even like, I love Jack Black, but I didn't find him that funny in it. But like, the animation was fine. Like, it was just it's just kind of fine. Like,
I will say,
really
I agree.
forgettable,
It's
turn
very
your brain off animated DreamWorks movie. Like,
It's so mediocre. It's crazy. But I will say,
yeah,
the ending, because Camden, he was with me in the theater when they make that little fox bitch, the like new dragon warrior. I was pissed off. I was my whole time. I was sitting there the whole time like, this should have fucking been like Tigris or something, not the new character that he fucking betrayed him. I thought it was pretty fucking stupid. If I rewatched it, I'd probably end up hating the movie. But in the moment, I was like, this is so mediocre. But yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I had a blast with it when I first watched it, but that's just me.
another movie that felt like fucking like 2 hours long. That one dragged.
I don't know. I didn't feel it either, but let's move on. Gavin, what is your number 5?
I'm not going to talk much about this movie because I'm going to be fully honest with you. I don't remember shit about it, but this is a 1 out of 5 movie, and it's The Underdogs, starring Snoop Dogg. I don't remember what the fuck happens in this movie. I just remember I watched it. So, if you want my thoughts on that movie, I posted the review. So I couldn't tell you what happens though. So
I liked it personally. I thought it was pretty funny. I totally respect that you didn't like it. I totally understand it. It's not for everyone, but I liked it. Toby, what do you got?
Right. For my number 5, I got Miller's Girl,
oh yeah,
starring.
I'll be talking about that here in a little bit.
Sorry, Martin Freeman and Jenna Ortega. Look, I love Martin Freeman and Jenna Ortega, especially Jenna Ortega, for other reasons. But this was not it. First off, the ending was absolutely shit.
Atrocious.
Yep. I think the story does. I was just bored. I rarely say I was bored during a movie, but this one definitely I was bored. And the performances, Jenna tried, I guess, but yeah, I just didn't like any of the performances. So yeah.
I will say this though, she had one good line in the movie. Like I will say that she had one good line. You want to fail me? I fucking dare you. Like that was a good.
Yeah.
I actually like that line out of the movie. That was a good line. But other than that, that movie can go suck the cock. Number 5 for me. I don't. The fact that I'm bringing attention to this movie just hurts my brain. The American Society of Magical Negroes.
You
I
have
thought this
talked a
film was
lot
just.
about this movie.
I thought this film was just so incredibly racist. And people are like, "Oh, you can't be racist towards a white person." Shut up.
No, well, okay, not a lot of people, but there is one person.
I'm just saying if people are saying that, I'm like, shut up, seriously.
I can think of one person I've heard say that, and he was fucking stupid.
Exactly. And but this movie proves it. This movie proves it. Like, I did not like even when I was watching this movie, I even thought to myself, Justice Smith, I like you as an actor. You can do so much better. What kind of lies were you fed to be in this? I mean, David Alan Grier, same thing. I grew up with that guy with stuff like Jumanji. But what was this? I don't know, man. I just felt uncomfortable watching this movie, and not in a good way.
Is there a good way to feel uncomfortable while watching the movie? Actually, never mind. I retract that statement. I'm thinking of a bunch of horror films that are good movies, and they make you feel uncomfortable, but that's the point.
Like, if there are horror films that make you feel some horror films that make you feel uncomfortable might be good, but for films like this that are racist, it makes you feel uncomfortable, and you don't even want to continue watching it. So, that's my number 5. And the fact that I brought more attention to this film already just, it hurts my soul. Fuck this piece of shit. And if you guys are even mildly curious, skip it all together. Please don't watch it. All right. Number 4. Let's go to Cam. Sorry about that. I keep switching you two around sometimes. Cam,
all right.
What is your number 4?
My number 4, I've already talked about it. All I'm going to say is the shaky cam was fucking horrible. Monkey Man, we can move on.
God damn you.
I was so fucking bored. The action was shit until like the last 20 minutes. I like the ending. Dev Patel, I want to see him direct more, but he's got to get a cinematographer that can hold the camera still.
And a more competent script.
And a more competent script, yeah. There's just a lot that was like, what the fuck? Because, like, I don't know. Yeah, we can move on with it.
We can move on. Toby, I'll just say this, though.
The action might be good in the first, 2 acts of the movie. You can't fucking see it, though. So it doesn't even matter if it's good or not, because the shaky cam is so fucking obnoxious. And honestly, there was a minute where Camden and I both had to do this, where I just was in my theater seat, and it was so bad, I just had to look down and do this for a couple minutes to calm my eyes, because I was getting nauseous with how bad the shaky cam was in that movie. I gave it a 3 out of 5. I didn't hate it, but oh my god, yeah, I agree. And the script is also pretty weak.
All I will say is that Toby and I will be talking about it on the best list for us. We'll be talking about it. So we can move on. Gavin, go to your number 4, good sir.
What the hell do I have in fourth? Oh, another movie I don't remember shit about. Justice League: Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1. All I can tell you about this like trilogy that they're doing is I watched this movie, I hated it, 1 out of 5. And I started Part 2, didn't finish it because I'm so fucking bored. I don't remember much about this movie. All I can say is the animation is horrendous, the acting is really bad, and again, just poorly paced, very boring. Let's hope the other DC films, the animated films that they have announced, Watchmen Chapter 1 and Watchmen Chapter 2, are better. Granted, those ones look great. So I'm looking forward to those ones much more than finishing whatever the fuck this trilogy is, and I'm not. So, that's all I got.
Toby, what do you got? You're muted.
Whoops. I don't think there's. It might piss some people off, but maybe not. I actually have Mean Girls.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, I have it on 1.5 out of 5. Look, I haven't seen the original at all, so I've only seen this. I thought the musical numbers were absolutely shit. It was so placed out of nowhere. The acting, honestly, I did not like at all. I also think that this was very cringe. I could almost not even watch it. Basically that.
I will do the fucking scene for you right now. This part, I was so mad because
No, please.
again, Mean
Please don't.
Girls, one of my favorite fucking movies. Deadass, they fucked up so bad. How did they fuck up? We're getting losers. We're going shopping by just going. Get in, losers. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I didn't hate the movie. Again, I gave it a 3 out of 5. But it pissed me off more than anything.
Yeah, fair enough. Number 4, Toby already talked about it, so I'm not really going to go into too much detail, even though I was so bored and just disgusted by what they were trying to do with this movie, Miller's Girl.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. Again, aside from one good line, the rest of the movie is just a pile of shit.
Fair.
So, all right. Okay. Now we're getting to the really, really shitty ones here. Number 3, Cam, what do you have?
All right, so mine is The Exorcism. As someone, I hate the original Exorcist, but I really like the behind the scenes stuff. So I was excited to get like a movie, and it was like, hey, they're remaking The Exorcist, and the set's like haunted and stuff, and there's going to be an exorcism involved. 1, there's no exorcism involved. 2, the thing that pissed me off most about the movie is that little story time thing here, but my straw broke while I was drinking from while I was having a drink, and I was really excited to buy the drinks because AMC, we went to see it at an AMC, and they had exclusive Deadpool and Wolverine themed like drink flavors, and so I was drinking it and my straw broke, and I was like, that's no big deal. So I take off my straw, take off the lid, and I go to drink it. And then they cut to another scene, and for some reason, when they cut to the scene, they cut to like a party scene, and there's a big ass noise. So I jump, and my drink goes down my arm. So then I have to go over to the concessions person. I'm like, "Can I please have a straw?" And I come back, and yeah, so that just like ruined my experience for the rest of the movie, and it also just sucked.
There were a lot of scenes in The Exorcism where it'd be like quiet scene, and then just right in the audio. Right in the fucking mic.
I spilled my drink on myself, and I was pissed. But yeah, I hated the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really funny.
All right. Gavin.
I will
What you
say
got for number
real
3?
quickly, I got to apologize because I fucked up, my dumb ass. So Exorcism is my 11th movie. I went a little bit I went 1 over. So technically Night Swim is my 10th. So real quickly, 4th place is Rebel Moon Part 2. I fucking hate that movie. So Mike, I love you. But holy shit, that is still Zack Snyder's fault. As much as it is Netflix, fuck that movie. But my 3rd place is Tarot. I really have nothing to add. The only thing I liked about that movie was the design of the like tarot creatures, specifically like the Jester. I thought looked pretty cool. But they didn't do fuck all with them, so it didn't even matter. But yeah, Tarot 3rd place. Fuck that movie. That's my first half a star.
I forgot to mention I hated that ending.
Yeah. Oh my god, the fucking dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's just.
Fuck Faye. Like, oh my god, shut the fuck up. I was done. I was so done
Yeah.
with that movie.
Yeah.
Toby. What's number
All
three?
right. Number 3. Mine is Madam Web. Okay. Madam Web. Look.
Fair. I wouldn't
Look.
even be mad if that was number 1 because I get it. It sucks. Like
No, number 1 might actually piss some people off.
All I will say, Toby, is I'm not gonna say what it is. I know what your number 1 is.
Mm.
I totally understand.
Fair. All right. Yeah. Look, Madam Web. It is a 1.5 star movie out of 5. So I did find some enjoyment of it. I think Dakota Johnson does not fit this kind of role at all. And I also the visuals absolutely terrible. So
Yeah.
the story, the visuals, the directing, everything was absolutely shit. I think, yeah, like the acting was bad, dialogue was especially bad, and yeah, that's enough. We all
We all
hate
know
it.
Madam Web. It is
We
the
all hate
movie of
Yeah.
that exists. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Movie of the century. Anyways. All right. Number 3 for me. Now, Gavin, before you come at me and say this should be number 1, I saw 2 more movies that pissed me off more than this one. Even though this one equally pissed me off as much.
I don't even know what this is. So
Yeah, you're. I know. I know what you're gonna think. My number 3 is gonna be Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate.
I forgot that fucker even came out.
How do you take a good original from my childhood and ruin it?
I don't even like the first Megamind. I'll be honest with you.
I love the first Megamind. I that movie was my shit growing up, and then I go to sit down and watch this. I'm like, okay, let's see what they got.
Oh,
And
look
from
who's
the
in
moment it
chat.
started, I'm not even joking you. From the moment it started, I regretted every single second of watching it.
Oh, what's up, Mike?
Look
You
who's
late, you
here.
son of a bitch. Anyways,
He's not even.
I'm not even
home.
joking you. From the moment this film started, I regretted every single second watching it. And oh man, the animation is cheap. The social media sidekick that we get is irritating as hell. The Doom Syndicate is not even compelling. Is not even a compelling group of villains.
Also, it doesn't make sense in Megamind history because it was like he was the only villain. They set
That
that up
doesn't
in the
make
first
sense at
movie,
all.
And then there's a
No.
group of villains. You know, Mike, I remind me after you finish rambling about Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate, I have a show to recommend to you that I think you actually really like.
All right. Well, but yeah, I mean, and also, why replace Tony Hale with why replace Will Ferrell with Tony Hale? Why? He does like the worst possible impression of Will Ferrell that I have ever heard. It's like you're auditioning for Saturday Night Live, and then you do like the worst possible impressions of Will Ferrell. Like,
I know why they didn't get him back. They couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
probably he was also busy doing his funny French accent in Despicable Me 4.
Doing the boys,
Which
maybe.
I already know, even though
And the boys,
even though
that parody,
I know I'm
dude, that
seeing
scene
it.
in the boys. Oh, it's so good.
Love it.
Let me just say this though, even though I'm not like particularly excited about Despicable Me 4, I know that's going to be a hell of a lot better than Megamind 2. I already know that.
How do those compare?
They're both animated movies.
I feel like there should be more of a through line through because I'd be like oh yeah, I hated Madam Web, but I hope I hope Alien Romulus is better, like, because they're live action. Like, it's, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm fucking seeing Despicable Me 4, if I'm gonna be honest here. But I gotta recommend to you.
I'll just say this though. Wait, go ahead.
The show I gotta recommend to you. It's the sequel show, The Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate. Megamind Rules Season 2 just came out. You'd probably love it.
Fuck that! I'm never watching it. But let's just move on. Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate can go kick rocks. Number 2, Cam.
All right.
Now we're really getting into the horrid territory here.
Gav already talked about this, so I'm just gonna say the name of it: Tarot.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's keep moving. Gavin, what do you got?
Again, don't need to say shit about this one. Madam Web is my second place movie of the worst of the year. I went in expecting it to be bad, and I was still baffled at how bad it was. I will say, I think Morbius is better. People don't have to agree
disagree,
with that.
but
I
we
totally
can
get
move
that.
on.
I think Morbius is better. I think it's more competent.
I
It's
think
still
they're
not good.
both. I think they're both trash, and they're both funny.
Yeah.
You don't count though. I'm just kidding.
No, I seriously don't. I shouldn't even be here right now giving thoughts on movies outside of the schlop Sony likes to give us because I have zero right.
And even then, those movies.
That is why I will never call myself a film critic because I'd be the worst one.
Yeah. But
Totally
Toby,
fair.
what do you got for number 2, good sir?
Okay, number 2. Wait, did we skip?
No, Gavin already did his. His
Yeah,
was
mine
Madam
was
Web.
Madam Web.
Oh yeah. Fuck it. I'm out.
How'd you forget?
It was Madam Web. Look, it was Madam Web, but I forgot about Madam Web. All right, this was actually the first ever half a star this year I given
Okay.
Rebel Moon Part 2. Me
It's
and me and Kenny Sparks and Have You Seen It with T was watching it together. I fell asleep. I legit fell asleep. I can't remember anything that happened. I can remember it being boring as fuck.
Yep.
And a lot of slow motion. That's all
So
I
you
can.
didn't miss shit.
Yeah.
That's all the
Yeah.
movie
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, just shit.
Did
Yeah.
you make it to the
Really?
laughably bad scene where this one character's like, okay, we're sitting down at this table, even though this is the second fucking part of the movie, the part that should have all the action in it. They're just like, oh yeah, let's share all of our backstory and let's go around the table with every single character in the fucking movie.
Hey, so I watched like 20 to 30 minutes of it, then fall asleep. Then I remember waking up and was like, where am I? Where am I? Oh fuck, I'm watching this shit. And I watched it through, and I think I woke up at like the ending.
Yeah,
So I was like,
Zack Snyder's
have
my
no
least
idea.
favorite director.
I don't know any shit that happened in the movie, and I don't care.
Well, you
It's
didn't miss
forgettable as
anything.
hell.
Yeah.
But anyways. All right, here we go. Number 2. Founders Day.
That one.
I'm sorry, Gavin. I thought this film was just horse shit.
Which is fair. I'm not gonna
Like,
deny. I'm not gonna sit here and deny. Like,
I thought this film was just so painful to sit through.
I'll
Like,
defend the
the
strangers.
dialogue, the characters, the kills, every possible thing you can think of bad about this film is in this movie. And I don't know what they were thinking. And the killer reveal, don't even get me started on the killer reveal. And the motivations, I was just like, nope, done. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about this film that hasn't been said by a group of like a good amount of people that have seen this film and called it outright shit like I have. Yeah.
I am in the minority here, but I will say I enjoy Founders Day. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. I think it is a good movie. I like it. I granted I went in with the worst of the worst expectations, and I came out like, okay, it was a little cheap. The acting wasn't great, but I had a good time. I had a fun time with it. It was like a kind of an old school slasher film. It reminded me a lot of it's granted it was better, but it did remind me a lot of Thanksgiving. A lot of the stuff they do in the film, it gave me a lot of flashbacks to that. Thanksgiving's better, but it did remind me a lot of Thanksgiving. So I didn't hate it. I thought it was good. I don't know if I'd say it's good, but I enjoyed it. So
And I'll just say fair on your end. Let's keep moving. All right. Now we're gonna get down and dirty here with this one. Number 1, the worst film of the year so far to us. Let's get to it. Cam, let's go. What is your number 1 worst?
So yeah, if you guys know me, obviously you guys do. I'm a massive fucking nerd of superhero comic books. So when one comes out, I am most likely going to enjoy it. except for this. I thought it was a piece of horseshit, especially compared to what it's based off of.
I know. What this is.
Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1. I fucking despise. There's only like a couple movies. This is one of 2 movies I would give like a 0 to, because I like absolutely nothing in this movie. It's not voice acted well. It's not even animated well. The heroes look like shit. They completely fumbled the Crisis story, but even not as an adaptation, I think it's like dog shit. I just hate it. I hate everything about it, and I hope Watchmen's good, because DC animation, like in terms of movies, has been dog shit for a hot minute.
I think Watchmen might save him though. Hopefully.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I hope so.
Hopefully, yeah.
I started the Watchmen book, and it's pretty good. So I just want to read it before the new movies come out, because those are the only Watchmen adaptations I'm gonna watch. So
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch. I'm not gonna bother with the show they did. I'm not gonna bother with the motion comic. I ain't bothering with the Zack Snyder movie. But
Yeah.
I will say I like the animation a lot for chapters 1 and 2. I think it looks visually really cool.
Yeah. I like the What If animation for Marvel, and they just did that. So
And it looks great. So I'm happy about that.
Fair enough. But
yeah,
all right, Gavin, let's get down and dirty. Number 1.
What the fuck is it? My thing just crashed. Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate.
It's horseshit.
There's
That's
nothing
true.
to explain. I don't think it's
Right.
one of the worst movies I've ever fucking seen. So
Yeah. Then Toby, you said you had a shocking pick that might shock some people.
Yeah.
That might shock
Some people.
yeah, I'm
Some
curious about
people.
this. Do you think it'll
Because-
shock
Some people. Not me though, because I know what it is, and I personally didn't care for it.
I
Do you
don't
think it will
yeah,
shock
Yeah.
us?
shock you guys, no.
Okay.
But I know
I
a lot
know
of
you guys have
people.
not seen that.
Yeah, I know a lot of people really love it. It's very experimental, and it might be. Actually, it is the most boring movie I've ever seen in my entire life. Sasquatch Sunset.
Oh yeah, no, I know this. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I thought that. I
hate
honestly
that
thought
movie.
that film. It was okay, in my opinion, but way too weird for my liking.
It was way too long, way too quiet, at least. Nothing happened, basically. It was just walking, and not good walking, like kind of in a Violent Nature had. But
Like it was just Sasquatch's.
just-
Like, I'll
yeah.
just say this though, it was just Sasquatch's walking around and then fucking.
yeah,
Like-
horny Sasquatches walking.
Sorry, what's the name of the movie again?
Sasquatch
Sasquatch
Sunset.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna add that to my list. Just walking the fucking. All right.
Yeah,
see, like
I
in a
love
Violent
that.
Nature
That
is
was
a lot
the
of
perfect
walking, but
description
at
of
least the
Gavin.
kills are cool. Like
yes.
Yeah.
I there's nothing that happens in Sasquatch Sunset. Legit nothing. It is
Yeah.
worse than Skinamarink. I'm sorry, Zach and Luke. I know you like it, but yeah,
I couldn't finish Skinamarink though. I
hate
felt
that
I
movie.
started it. I was like, this is just a movie about looking at walls and imagining stuff. You know what? A movie's fucking boring when it's like, oh no, your mind is what's scaring you in the movies, not like shut the fuck up. It's shitty. I
No, I
hate.
will
I
say-
couldn't with Skinamarink.
I will.
I
say,
fell asleep. Like I wasn't even tired. I forced myself to fall asleep because I was like, my eyelids being closed is more entertaining than this movie.
No, I will say.
Yeah.
Well, granted, it's pretty much the same experience. And I will say a couple of things, not to defend it. I don't like the movie either. I gave it a 3 out of 10. But I will say the scene with the mom in the bedroom I thought was excellent. I was very scared during that scene, waiting for something to happen. Granted, nothing did happen, but I thought the tension there was great. And I like the look of the film. And I do also very much so appreciate Kyle Edward Ball, the director. He's a great guy. Super nice to talk to. I have talked to him before. I'd love to get him on an interview of the channel now that I think about it. He's such a nice guy.
I definitely want to talk to him too, so
But I
that way
will
we can talk
say-
about the movie.
Because I think he follows me. I can probably DM him. I'm not sure. But overall, I will say it was very funny in the chat today when we were talking about In the Violent Nature and then also Skinamarink. When Jared brought up the fact that when you said nothing happens in the film, and then Jared said, well, things happen. You're just facing the corner of the wall or the wall. So what?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not gonna
Mhm.
switch his perspective on the movie.
yeah.
But I will say,
Might be the
if
case,
cut
but
that
at
shit
the
in a
same time,
VHS
it's like,
tape,
eh.
cut off all the lights, and just watch it, will it be boring? Yes. Will you feel kind of uneasy? Probably.
No.
I saw a funny review and it just said, In a Violent Nature is just Skinamarink with a Friday the 13th filter, and I thought that was funny.
That's funny. I will say one of
Yeah.
my favorite reviews I've ever seen is for A Quiet Place Part 2 on Letterboxd. And you know the ending of the movie is the ending of the movie because it doesn't have an ending. And I don't hate cliffhangers, but this one just stops. My favorite review for the movie was 3 stars. Where's the rest of the movie? That was the whole Letterboxd review. I thought it was so funny.
Nice.
That's funny. All right, so I think I'm just gonna say my number one and move on because I've already talked about this film. I've already brought way more attention to this film than I need to. My number one worst film of the year so far is Imaginary.
Fair.
Fuck you. Nah.
I talked about this film too much. It boggles me.
Mm. How dare you not like the Silly Bear movie? That makes 0 sense. Like,
How fucking dare you?
It's I don't know, like, but I've already said everything I needed to say about it in the past. So
contender
I feel
for
like
worst plot
I've already
list for
put this film to sleep. So
I think I'd put it in the category of possibly worst plot twist because it just makes
it does
0
not
sense.
make any sense.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to try to make an analysis video of how that twist makes sense, good luck because you're gonna fail on every level, like the twist did. Actually, I should say twist with quotation marks.
Well, it
Because
is a
it's
twist.
not even a twist.
It
Like,
is.
Whatever.
It's not a good twist. It is a twist though.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't even know if I can really consider it a twist. But regardless, let's move on. That is it for our worst list, ladies and gentlemen. So now we're going to end this on a high note and talk about our top 10 favorite movies of 2024 so far. Yeah, I'm very excited. So obviously we're going to start off with honorable mentions. And also, I want to preface this really quick for anybody that's watching. These lists that we're giving is our opinion. Like, you can sound off your list down in the comments.
Which, by the way, it's a pet peeve of mine. Even having to preface that because of the fucking some of the idiots out there is so annoying because it's a list of movies that we've seen.
And what we think are the best and what we think are the worst.
No shit. It's an opinion, and it's crazy that we have to preface that. It fucking.
I know it's a pet. It is kind of a pet peeve of mine too, but like. But at the same time, I still feel like I need to preface it because otherwise, there's
absolutely
idiots out
fair.
there.
But like, if I see like on Letterboxd or something, I'll see like someone put like best movie of the year or this didn't work for me, comma in my opinion. I'm just like, guys, I know, I know it's a score that you attach to the movie. Of course, it's your opinion.
But I'm just clearing this up in case there's still idiots out there. These lists are our opinions. Sound off your list down in the comments if you want to, and then pat yourself on the back about your list.
Yeah, if you're gonna shit on our list, comment down below your list so we can shit on it too. How about that? We'll make it fair.
Yeah.
Granted, my audience is
what do
pretty
you
good. Granted, the reviews when I give my opinion, especially on Ultraman Rising, Ultraman fans did not like that. But,
apparently they didn't. So,
which I mean, but like for the list stuff, I have a lot of cool people in there. I think in general, my audience is pretty sweet with that kind
Hold
of
on,
stuff.
guys. Before we get started really quickly, so you guys know how I made the post about my cooking stream tomorrow?
No.
yeah.
On Twitter, the DiGiorno account replied and said, "Let's go."
What the fuck?
What?
I'm not even
No
lying.
way.
I just got the notification because I made
Here,
the
what
post right there.
Here,
Yeah,
Camden.
I almost-
Camden,
sorry, I
I'll pull
almost
it up
fell
on
over.
here. I'll pull it up on here and we can screen mirror it for you.
Yeah,
He's
do
got-
that.
he's
Do
got-
that.
he's got it right here.
Here, I'll pull that up.
Yeah,
Okay, hold on.
that'll be easier.
Here, I'm gonna get you out of the layout quick, and then
Yeah.
Holy shit,
I
they're right
still have the
there.
participants thing lined up, so that way I can have that pulled up for you.
Okay, let's see.
Because I saw that someone replied, "Let's go." I was like, I wonder who did that. I swiped down and I'm like,
There we
what the fuck?
There we go.
All right, let's have a look at that.
That is the official DiGiorno account.
Yeah.
Let's
Follow.
go.
Oh, hold on. I'm just
Nice.
gonna follow Taco Bell too.
Because me doing that stream, I was like, I have pizzas. It's comic book related. There's an apron somewhere in my house. I could make a fun stream. So I was like, I'll do that. And Guy was like, I'll help you out with it. But I guess
Also,
DiGiorno
DiGiorno's
is
pizza
down for the
fucks
stream.
Equivalently hard. It's so
Yeah,
good.
there you go, dude.
Especially
There you
the,
go.
like fuck, what's it called? It's not stuffed crust. The fucking
Rising Crust.
yes, Rising Crust pizza.
Rising
That
Crust.
shit's so good.
I could do an entire like. I fucking love food.
I'll do a
I could do an
mukbang on
entire
that shit,
stream
bro.
just
It's so
talking about pizza, and I kind of am tomorrow. So tune
There
in.
you go,
12:30
yeah.
p.m. EST. I'm gonna plug that a bit.
All right. So, gents, let's get to these honorable mentions for our favorites of the year. Again, we're gonna do the same as with how we do the list. Cam, you are gonna start first with your honorable mentions if you got some.
Okay, so I have only one honorable mention. I wanted it to be on my list, but then the number 10th spot, I remembered about that movie, and I was like, that has to go out. But Garfield. I think Garfield is such a fun movie.
Let's go, dude.
I thought
I'm
it
glad
was
to see
so
love for
fun.
Garfield.
And not trying to throw shade at other Chris Pratt performances, but there were times during Garfield, and I was like, wait, that actually is Chris Pratt, and I forgot where for Lego movie and Mario movie, I'm like, yeah, that's Chris Pratt. But this one, I was like, yeah, that's Garfield, that's fine. But I don't get the hate behind Garfield. It was fun, and I want a second one because I just had such a fun time.
It's a fun
He was
movie.
much better in Garfield than I think he was in Mario. Granted, you guys know I kind of switched up on Mario. I gave it it turned to a 2 out of 5 for me. That movie is pretty to look at, but there's nothing else to like about it.
You're crazy.
It's not like there's a story, so.
I would disagree, but we can move on.
You're mentally insane.
I'm sorry. I would have liked it more. I will say this: the OG Mario movie, it's really bad. The new one's better. That one has more story to it. The new one's just a Nintendo ad, an expensive Nintendo ad.
You guys know when people put cutscenes in? I'll wait for Toby to put his. Okay, good. But you guys know how on YouTube people upload I'll just Super Mario 3D World, all cutscenes, and it's just all the cutscenes of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like someone did that, but it was the best looking cutscenes you've ever seen.
It was like Super Mario Odyssey full movie or some shit like that.
Yeah.
The Mario movie has a shallow story, but I have a lot of fun with it.
It looks good.
And the animation's great. I don't want to hate on the Mario movie right now because it's just
It's the best looking Illumination film for sure.
I'll give it. Yeah, let's. All right.
Let's just get writers for the next one, please.
Yeah, I think I'd agree. But Gavin, what do you have for some honorable mentions?
I have 4 honorable mentions. So first off, I have Immaculate. Very good horror film. Definitely one of the better nunsploitation movies out there. The best part about that movie, it is an hour and 89 minutes long. It is so fucking short.
89 minutes.
I like my longer movies.
Long.
Even though I get bored easily. I appreciated this film a lot. I liked it. Speaking of fucking long movies, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Talked about it already. Didn't crack my top 10. 4 out of 5. Really like it. Then I have Inside Out 2, another movie, didn't crack my top 10, but again, 4 out of 5 movie, really enjoy it. I think it's great. 3.5 out of 5 movie, I think we fucking know what this one is. Strangers Chapter 1 is my last honorable mention. Only reason I put it up here is because I've seen that motherfucker 5 times now. Same amount as I've seen Dune Part 2. I think Strangers Chapter 1 is really, really good. I think the characters are much better in here. They're much more fleshed out. I think the chemistry between Madeleine Pelch and Ford Gutierrez is much stronger than the two, Liv Tyler and whoever the guy was in the original film. But even looking at it on its own merits, I like the way they approach the strangers. I love the way they obscure them. And I also think the characters, the only moment I thought they were outrageously kind of dumb was the shotgun scene between Ryan and Pinup Girl. That was the only time I was like, okay, what the fuck are we doing? But the other time I thought it was mostly logical choices. May not be the smartest choices, but they felt like decisions real characters would make. So
I'd give it
real people would make. And I enjoyed it. I am very excited to see where they go next, especially that it's it's uncharted territory. You know what I mean? We have no idea what is going to happen in these next two compared to this one being the remake.
It's just gonna be a remake of Halloween 2, but with the strangers thrown in.
That'd be here's the thing. I wouldn't hate that either, because I like Halloween 2 a lot. The original one, not the remake. But yeah, I mean, I think I think it's good. I like the Strangers Chapter 1 a lot. I'm very excited to see where we go from here.
But yeah, I'll talk about that movie more in the list to come. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Toby, what do you got? You got some honorable mentions?
All right, honorable mentions. I will say The First Omen is one.
Yes. Great
I
film.
absolutely love that one. I think that is one of my. No, I can say that. Yeah, that yeah. Definitely one of my personal favorites of nun movies, nun type movies.
Yeah, nunsploitation is what I call
No
it.
Yeah.
exploitation.
Fair.
It is kind of funny.
And-
Immaculate and The First Omen are like the same movie. Just
Right.
The First Omen's a little bit better.
Yeah, The First Omen. Honestly, I thought The First Omen was way better than Immaculate. Immaculate is
better.
still good, but
Also, shout out to
Yes.
Del Tiger Free. She kills it.
she is
Oh, yeah.
phenomenal.
I love The
And-
First Omen as well.
Yeah, King of the Planet of the Apes is one up there. I basically said a lot. You guys have said a lot.
Yeah.
About it. Agree on everything. It's
Together. Strong.
I have Inside
Yeah,
Out
do that.
2 on my list for almost. It is phenomenal. I love the animation. I grew up on Inside Out 1, so seeing it this one was great. I love the newer animations, I guess, and I do love how anxiety is kind of the villain. That is
Yeah. great villain.
phenomenal. Yes. And then I guess, yeah, lastly, I'll say A Quiet Place Day One. I absolutely love it. A Quiet Place, I think actually A Quiet Place, all the films are on like the same level. I gave A Quiet Place, all A Quiet Place films, a 4.5 out of 5 because they are so good. The only thing I wish I got in A Quiet Place was more explanation where they came from. They kind of just begin almost like right there.
They just crashed down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just, where do they come from? What are they? Everything like that.
With how well these movies are doing, we could possibly get another prequel. So
Yeah,
True.
hopefully.
I think that we're getting A Quiet Place Part 3 next year.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
we're getting I think they said a couple more spin-offs is the plan.
Oh, really?
So-
I mean,
We're also
I'm
getting a
interested to see where-
first-person
where they
horror
go.
game though, so that should be pretty
Yeah,
cool.
we are getting A Quiet
Yeah.
Place The Road Ahead. Honestly,
can't
like
wait.
these like IP horror games that I'm most excited for. I hate the fucking movies so far. The first 3 I've seen. I think a Paranormal Activity game could be really good.
Could be.
It
Yeah.
probably will be better than the movies because those movies
Mm-hmm.
fucking suck. But granted, I haven't seen Paranormal Activity 4, which seems like the one I like the most.
But
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
I think the first 3 suck ass. I think the third one's the best one
Mm-hmm.
so far, though.
yeah. But I do have quite a few honorable mentions. So I'm just gonna fly through these.
Go ahead.
Might talk about a few of them, just depending on how I feel, but we'll see. Arthur the King. That movie brought tears to my eyes, so that's why. Society of the Snow. Orion in the Dark.
Nice.
Ordinary Angels. One of the biggest surprises of the entire year. This is going to give me a lot of shit, but I don't care. This is just one of those movies that's meant for me. Argyle. I don't give a shit. I love Matthew Vaughn.
Right.
So, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. As a big fan of Guy Ritchie, could not be any happier with how he did his interpretation of Inglourious Bastards.
I bought it. Still have to watch it. The 4K is sitting on my shelf.
I'll watch it with you.
I
haven't
don't
watched
know
it in
when I'm
theaters.
gonna watch it. I am excited to watch it. I was on and off.
I haven't
watching
watched
the
it since
watch-along for the
theaters,
movie.
but I really do want to rewatch it. Like,
I'm thinking about doing because I want to start doing more watch-alongs. I'm on the fence on doing Ministry, so I might do that one for a watch-along.
count me in, good sir.
There are a
I'm
couple.
more
there
than
are a
down to
couple
watch
I'm
that.
planning. I won't say them yet. but there are a
Don't say
couple
that,
I'm
right? I want to be surprised.
Yeah.
Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. This was just a fucking blast.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Turtles All the Way Down. As a person with anxiety, I related to it.
Nice.
A Quiet Place Day One. Loved it.
Yeah.
This one will definitely get me some hate, but Challengers, it's great. There's just films that are higher on my list that I personally enjoyed more.
That one's
Like,
high
examples.
on mine. I'll say that.
Like, for example, the next one we're going to talk about, The First Omen.
Nice.
The First Omen, aka the biggest surprise of the year for me. I thought the film was going to be garbage, and it ended up being one of my favorite horror films of the year. The Fall Guy. I was like really looking forward to this. I didn't think I'd love it, but it was awesome. Cam, Gavin, sorry once again. If it just hit me in the right spot. Like,
Fuck you.
God fucking damn you.
Every
Kingdom
time you
of the Planet
apologize,
of the
I'm
Apes.
just gonna throw that shit around.
I at least know you're joking.
Yeah,
Like,
obviously.
I at least
I don't
know
give a
you're
fuck.
joking.
It's your. Here's my thing. It is your opinion on a movie. Who the fuck
Yep.
cares? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, and
Ain't
at least
nobody
you don't
got
take
time
it
to
too
be
literally. Like, let me
pissed
just
off
say
that
this,
you
Gavin.
like
The
a
thing I
movie.
like about you for that, you don't take it too literally. Like, I know you're joking,
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. It's a movie you enjoy. Who the fuck cares?
and
Right?
it hit me in the right spot. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
and the next up, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. What a wonderful day! Shout out to
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, by the way. He
Great.
when I did my when I posted the movie on my story, when I was going to go see it, he left a clapping emoji as a reaction to my post.
That's cool.
Nice.
Shout out!
What's
I
your
want to shout
favorite
out
role
Kevin
for this
Durant,
year?
by the
'Cause
way.
he's been
Great
showing
guy.
up in a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this one, I'm hoping this one will crack my top 10 by the end of the year, but maybe a rewatch might do the trick. Boy Kills World, a blood-soaked live-action cartoon action movie, totally
And
for
one of
me.
the biggest box office bombs I think of all time as well.
I don't think it deserved
Oh,
it.
wow.
I thought it was great.
Well, granted, that's Lionsgate because I think it cost like $16-18 million and it made $2 million.
Yeah, I know.
And I
Big
made
financial
2 million or like 200,000 or something like that. It was. I know it was.
Damn.
I have no idea, man.
Super low number. 'Cause Lionsgate didn't promote it, so nobody knew it was coming.
Yeah. Then
I didn't
Bad
know it was
Boys
coming
Ride
out.
or Die. As a huge fan of the Bad Boys franchise, so happy this turned out as well as it did.
Only one I've seen, Reggie, was fucking awesome. His scene in that.
Dude,
movie.
Reggie's the man, dude. Next up, I know this is technically the first film of the year that I loved, but this wasn't the first film of the year that I genuinely like adored, which I will get to on my list, on the actual list. But next up is The Beekeeper. You guys already know my thoughts on The Beekeeper. I thought it was great.
There's a whole last watch along if you guys want to check that out on the channel, on his channel now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Roadhouse. It's freaking Roadhouse.
It's a fun ass movie.
Is that one? Actually, gotta do this. Is that one a friend of yours? No, I just broke his arm. I thought that was perfect. Like, that was just
The
perfect.
comedy was really fucking good.
People seem a little aggressive around here.
The comedy, I think, and the fight choreography was the
Dude,
best
the
part.
action in that film is just incredible. Like,
And Conor McGregor was fucking hilarious.
I love Conor McGregor. Oh boy. This one might get me. This one is definitely going to get me some shit, but I will explain. Dune Part 2. Now, hold on a second.
Fuck? No.
Now, let me explain here. Let me explain.
Are you fucking kidding?
Now, hold on a second.
Oh,
Let me
no.
explain. I felt like, honestly, this is one of those films that I felt like I was just on the high note that everybody else was when I first saw it. As I've simmered upon it, I don't think it needed to be 2 hours and 46 minutes, personally.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
I felt like the runtime kind of dragged the film out a little bit for me. But again, that's just my that's just personally speaking. I still
And
think
you're
it's a great
wrong.
film, but again, this is just on a personal level for me.
That's
Then
right.
Immaculate, it's great. What else I need to say? And the last honorable mention. This wasn't in my top 10 for a while, but as I kind of simmered upon it, went down a little bit. Hitman. I
like
love
this movie. I like that movie a lot less than other people, and I still liked it.
But well, at least give me this. Though Glenn Powell was great in it.
Yeah,
Like-
I think they were both great.
But dude, like, I freaking love. I'm just a big fan of Glenn Powell. So I mean, he's my dude. Anyways, let's get into the list. Number 10. Cam, what do you got for number 10, good sir?
All right, so Gav probably would like it to be higher, but I think he's going to be fine that it's on the list in general. Dune Part 2.
Granted, I haven't seen much movies this year. I knew it was going to be in one of these lists.
Yeah. I mean, it's great. Really great. Effects are great. The score might be my favorite part of the film, in full honesty.
I think it's Hans Zimmer's best.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
Well, you give Hans Zimmer a score to make, and he's just gonna like impress you every time. Even with like mediocre and bad movies, he's gonna kill it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's good. It's great. It's a good movie. I just thought the ending was a cliffhanger, just like the first film. Like, I feel like we could get a Dune Part 3 that continues right from here. And yeah, we're getting an adaptation of Dune Messiah, but that's not a direct sequel to Dune. There's a big time jump.
Well, it is actually a direct sequel to Dune in regards to the books.
Oh, it actually is a massive time jump. There's a
I mean, like, it's a direct sequel, sure. There's a time jump, so it's not like directly after Dune Part 2.
Okay.
Compared to Dune Part 2, which is like a couple hours at most after.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
still good. I thought the ending was good. There's some character stuff I didn't love in the film, but I mean, if Austin Butler was great. This is my favorite performance of his. Fade Ralph's entrance might be my favorite scene in the movie. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I really enjoyed Dune Part 2.
All right. Gavin, what do you got for number 10?
In 10th place, this one barely snuck in there. A Quiet Place Day 1, I got right there.
There we go.
4 out of 5. I think this is the best one. And I say that as someone who didn't really like the first two movies. I thought they were boring. I thought the endings were unnecessarily abrupt. The second one especially. And I also just thought they could have done so much more with the monsters. But I think A Quiet Place Part 2, A Quiet Place Day 1 was everything I wanted these films to be. A higher scale, using the monsters and making them scary, and just fantastic characters. And I think the second film's biggest detriment is trying to balance the story between Cillian Murphy and the daughter. What they're doing, and then I say story quotation marks of Emily Blunt and the boys' story, because they just sit in the fucking bunker for the whole movie. But yeah, I really, really liked A Quiet Place Day 1. I thought it was great. Also, I loved the needle drop for the end of the movie. I thought the ending, like those last couple seconds, were fucking great.
It was
Incredible.
fantastic.
Like when the credits hit, I was like, "Ooh, that was so good."
I like the opening when they started off with like it's not really a spoiler, and showing or like saying like how loud New York was.
Yeah,
I love
that.
Like it was like what?
Mhm.
It was like 10 decibels or something. I was like, "That's good information."
90, I think 90.
Fuck, I was off.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
anyways,
love that.
Toby, what do you got for number 10?
All right, my number 10 is Society of the Snow.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Love this movie. I think it's beautiful. The cast is amazing. I love the story. What actually happened is, of course, terrible, but it's so
It is
entertaining.
tragic what happened.
Yeah, it's entertaining, but very tragic. And honestly, I don't really have much to say. I just really fucking loved it.
Yeah, it's
So-
great. So, all right. Number 10. Again, this one was at a 5 out of 5 for me. As I've kind of simmered upon it, it's gone down just a little bit. But I still can't deny that I love this movie. That is going to be Late Night with the Devil.
Nice.
I love this movie so much, dude. I mean, David Dastmalchian gives his best performance to date as Jack Delroy. I mean, look, the AI images are the weakest part of the film, but it's not like a huge complaint on my end, because it might have been budget cuts.
It fucking sucks that that happened, but
again, it's not like a huge complaint in my book. But
and
it's,
I also
it
am
is still a little bit of a
boat.
complaint. It's not a big complaint.
I also think if somebody doesn't want to watch this movie because of it, that's fine.
Grow up. That's
I don't want AI to be used in like Hollywood movies, but like in the case of Late Night with the Devil, which was made during an experimental time in AI, when it was like, I wonder what we can do with art. don't really give a fuck. Like,
Yeah, it was
I
unfortunate,
agree.
but
I just haven't watched Late Night with the Devil yet because I just haven't like had the drive to. It had nothing to do with the AI images. It came out and people were like, "This movie's like horrible now," and I'm like,
All
a
the
little
hate circulating around this film because of the AI
picture that
images is
shows
just
up for what, like less than 10 seconds. I don't fucking care.
I will
Like,
say that
Exactly.
it's overhyped to fucking shit, in my opinion. I think it's overhyped a lot. I think it's good though. I still think it's good, but
I will just say this though, like people are just saying that the movie sucks because of the AI images. It doesn't. Like there's more good than there is. Like there's actually a lot more good stuff in it than just that weak part of the film.
I will say I
Right.
have seen someone on Letterboxd. They said they weren't going to be watching the film nor supporting it because of the AI, and I totally respect it. I totally respect that decision because I get it. I get why. Is it minute? Yes. I think the best version of like studios using AI to save time, and even then it wasn't really that, was for making the eyes blue in Dune Part 2. Because it saved the visual effects artists so much time, and they were okay with it, and they could work on a lot of the other fucking gorgeous visuals in Dune Part 2.
That was AI.
Yeah, the eyes. They used a program they made to make.
yeah,
the
they
eyes
also
blue.
used AI. They also used AI in Furiosa to make the girl look a bit more like Anya Taylor-Joy. But like they did that so the artist could spend more time on other aspects of the film. So as long as it's not taking away a job and it's actually benefiting the artist still, like
Because for Dune Part 1, they had to go in, and the artists talked about it because they loved the change for Dune Part 2 because they manually had to go in for Dune Part 1 and add the eyes in. So they were just like, thank fucking God.
Yeah, I get
I
that.
do get
but,
that. Yeah.
but again, I loved this one. I've seen it twice, and I still love it. Again, performances are great. The movie really got under my skin. I love the feel, the look and feel of the film that you're actually in a 70s talk show. Like I thought they did a really good job with that. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. I love this movie. Love Late Night with the Devil. It's my number 10. All right. Cracking in at number 9. What do we got? Cam.
all right. My ninth place is Roadhouse. I thought it was a super fun, entertaining action movie. I thought the comedy worked really well and the action worked really well because when we weren't watching really fun action, we were watching really fun comedy scenes. So I just had a fun time watching it. And yeah, I'm excited for Roadhouse too.
Hey, do you know
Bring
how
it.
they shot Roadhouse, all the fight scenes, and why they look so realistic?
I don't know.
I don't
Jake
know.
Gyllenhaal beat the fuck out of him.
They basically, I mean, they actually layered 3 different videos together just for a single slap or punch or something.
Yeah, I know
did-
when Conor McGregor headbutt Jake Gyllenhaal, that was just that Conor McGregor just did that. Like,
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just
it's
maybe,
crazy.
But yeah, I know that they used like a lot of like the boxing like padding, I guess, or whatever it's called. They layered that over, of course, acting and punching and a lot of shit. Yeah, I'm just too tired to explain.
Gavin, what do you got for number 9?
Number 9, I have Godzilla Kong: The New Empire. I think
Let's go.
as a Godzilla fan, kind of let down by the lack of Godzilla. But apparently, the next one, Godzilla Kong 3, is going to focus predominantly on Godzilla instead of Kong for the last 2 did. But even then, the human story wasn't great. But when it's just Kong and some of the other monkeys, or it's Godzilla and Kong and the final battle facing off, I had a big ol' smile on my face, especially when Godzilla and Kong are charging into battle against Scar King and Shimo. I was just fucking smiling my ass off. I thought it was awesome.
And
I
the
think
dude, and
movie's
the camera
fucking
work on
awesome.
that is fucking incredible. Like,
Yeah, they shot it very well, and also the visuals. Fuck yeah, they look great. If there was one movie that I would be okay with being snubbed in visuals, if one had to take out Planet of the Apes, it would be GXK.
I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't blame you for that.
But Planet of the Apes should still win.
Yeah, I agree. But Toby. Number 9.
All right. Number 9 is Furiosa, a Mad Max saga.
Nice.
I love it. I definitely love it. I mean, Anya Taylor Joy, my crush. I mean, she is amazing in this movie. Uh, as she is all her work. Chris Hemsworth is phenomenal.
Yes.
I think my only letdown is maybe just a little bit on the visuals, but I know it's kind of their style to have, or George Miller's style to have that kind of bad, I guess,
Shitty
visual.
green screen.
Yeah, basically.
Some of that weird
But-
visual flair.
That's kind of my only complaint, but everything else was just I had such a big smile. I was the Joker when I was watching that. So, yeah.
I will be talking about Furiosa here in a little bit.
Nice.
My number 9. Now this right here. This was the first film of 2024 that I genuinely adored, personally. And I walked out of the theater with a huge smile on my face. That is going to be Lisa Frankenstein.
Nice.
I walked out of this film with a huge smile on my face. But at the same time, after I watched it, I didn't exactly know what to think of it because I was just in awe of what I watched. But like, it was such a strange movie to a point where I was like, I love this. Love Catherine Newton in this as Lisa, just perfect.
She's phenomenal.
Cole Sprouse though as the corpse, even though he's given a silent role, he's great. Like for what he's given, he is great in it. Like,
yep.
It's a very well shot film. It takes you back to the 1980s. Takes you back to that time of Halloween. And some of the victims, like I would say at least one of the victims in the film, you actually feel bad for. The other two, you're like, good. I'm glad you got your comeuppance. Which is actually what I love so much about the film. It's like, you're glad the two victims got their due, but one of them you're just like, man, you didn't deserve it like that. Not gonna spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen the movie, but it's great. I do wish this film was rated R though. I will say that I do wish it was rated R, but I love how it's like heavy PG-13. But I do think it would have been I do think it could have been like top 5 worthy for me if it was rated R. But
fair.
Just personally speaking, but I love this one, and yeah, I cannot wait to watch it again and again as time goes on. All right, let's keep her going. Number 8. Cam,
All right, my number 8 is The Fall Guy. I thought it was super fun, and I think I might have talked about it a bit, but I can't remember. But yeah, I mean, Ryan Gosling's great. Emily Blunt is great. There's a fun mystery at the center of it, and like, there was a point where I thought the movie was gonna end, and it kept going, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Especially the finale of the movie was awesome. But yeah, I just thought it was really cool having an action mystery set on like a film set. I thought that was really fun, and yeah, I thought it was really fun. Yeah,
I just love the scene of the Fall Guy where he's about to like go off the cliff. And he's like, nope, you got me. Too dangerous. It's got to be stairs. And then he'll just start shooting at him. He's like, okay, I'll go. It was hilarious. But Gavin, what do you got for number 8?
Number 8, I have Furiosa, a Mad Max saga.
Ooh.
It was actually not even in the top 10 initially until my rewatch a couple of days ago. I will say I think the pacing is one of the film's biggest detriments. But it did feel quicker on the rewatch. And then of course, it got better progressively throughout the film. But fucking hell, if it's his style, he should get rid of it. Cause those green screens in the first act, like in part 1 and part 2 of the film, were fucking awful.
That reminds me when like Andy Muschietti was
head.
like, the flash bad effects were on purpose because it's the style of the Speed Force.
But like Furiosa, the one that like really took me out of the film was when like Furiosa is on the bike and she's tied up, and you pan and you see the dude behind her riding. It looks so awful. I was like, what the fuck, $166 million movie, my ass. But other than that, I was like initially, before the third act, I was like, this is good. I don't love it. And then we get like the final standoff between Furiosa and Dementis, and I fucking love that scene so much. And then also it just leads into the fucking action masterpiece that is Mad Max Fury Road so well. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga.
Again, I'll still talk about it, but
It's a shame we probably won't be getting another Mad Max movie.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a shame, but I'll just say I'm still going to talk about it, but this is not my number 8. So, Toby, what do you got for number 8?
Look, number 8. It's technically a 2023 movie, but
because it came out in Norway this year, he confirmed it with me. Like we confirmed it, so I'm gonna let it slide for him. So.
Yes, it's 2023, but it came out in 2024. It's Dream Scenario for me.
Let's go, Dream Scenario.
I love Dream Scenario. I think Nicolas Cage is phenomenal. It was very weird, but a weird. How to say it? I can't speak. It's weird enough to the degree I like it. At least that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So I'm going to count that because it came out 2024.
It's a weird movie, but it's.
I mean, yeah, because like for you, Toby, it's a 2024 movie because it came out in 2024 for you. So
exactly. So he confirmed it with me. So.
Mate, if you need to get like the movies, fucking mate, I'm not even Australian. What the fuck?
Mate,
I got
what
room,
the hell?
bro. If you want the 2024 releases early, I got enough room in my office. If you need it,
let's go. Kidnap me.
I got a whole corner for you. You're welcome.
Let's go.
All right, number 8 for me. Speaking on relatability, Inside Out 2.
Nice.
Totally related to this movie in regards to having anxiety. Yeah, I totally related to this movie. The animation is top notch. This is the best Pixar film to me since Coco. Like, Pixar needed a hit like this again, and I'm so glad we got one like this. The emotional core is definitely there. It hit me right at home. The voice cast was great. I mean, the two standouts for me were definitely Anxiety and Envy. Voiced by Maya Hawke and Iowa Debris. Perfect castings, might I add. And I looked at a couple of interviews with Iowa Debris about her character of Envy. I don't know how she did it with her voice like that, but that is perfect. Like, oh, look at your hair. I was like, that is amazing. Like, I was like blown, dude.
Yeah.
If you want more of my thoughts, go to our buddy Noah Kaser on YouTube.
I will say, spoiler alert, Inside Out 2 did not make my top 10.
Oh, no.
A shit ton of horror movies made my top 10, but not Inside Out 2.
Yeah, there's a movie in my top 3 I don't think you guys are expecting. Unrelated to what Camden just said. I'm just saying, I just realized that.
Yeah, I get that. But as a big fan of the first film, I could not be any happier with how they did the sequel. And I think it's actually better than the first movie. I think it's better.
Fair.
But
if you want more of my thoughts, go to Noah Kaser on YouTube. We all three of us, excluding Toby, were in a spoiler stream discussing Inside Out 2 that
it's pretty.
Would like to check that out.
It's pretty weird how they actually recasted most of the core memories, I guess.
They only recasted 2 of them.
I mean, 2 out of the 4.
But
and also, I did not mind Tony Hale as Fear, even though I would have preferred to have Bill Hader back. I didn't mind Tony Hale.
It's been so long since I gave Inside Out 2 a rewatch that I just like forgot and didn't even realize during it. Disgust. I actually like the new Disgust voice actors better, but I prefer Bill Hader.
Right.
I also just don't.
I do too, but again, I didn't mind Tony Hale. I love this part though. I feel like I'm in a drink. Somebody pinch me. Bow. That part
The
cracked me
second
up.
time I saw the film in cinemas, it was much more packed. It was a sold out showing. People, the audience loved that joke. The audience was laughing a lot.
Yeah, it cracks me up. But yeah, my number 8 is Inside Out 2. Gentlemen, let's get to number 7. Cam, what do you have?
All right. So the first horror movie to make it on this list is A Quiet Place Day One, and I was surprised I liked this movie as much as I did because I have not seen the first two, but I thought this movie was just incredible. I loved the story of it. I thought the performances were great, especially like Lupita. I'm a big fan of her, especially in the Black Panther film. So I loved her here as well. This is probably my favorite performance of her. Same with Joseph Quinn. He was good in Stranger Things, and I absolutely loved him here. This is my favorite performance of him. But I've seen some contention around it, and I won't spoil it. But I thought the ending was beautiful and powerful, and I loved it. So yeah, I just loved.
Has not seen the first two.
Yeah, I've not seen the first two A Quiet Places. I know just about everything that happens in both of them, though, so I didn't feel like I needed to watch them before this, obviously. But yeah, I loved A Quiet Place Day One, so yeah, that's in 7th.
The ending was amazing though, so I
I
really
loved
Yeah,
it.
the
I thought it
ending
was
great.
I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah. Gavin, what do you have for number 7, good sir?
My number 7, which we talked about. I think we talked about this film enough. I have Bad Boys Ride or Die.
It is
thought this
awesome,
film
dude.
Was a fucking blast. I had an amazing time. Don't know really what else to add. I think Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, specifically Martin Lawrence, are perfect in the movie. I think the comedy as well is fantastic.
They're dynamite.
This story's a little muddled, but overall,
Little convoluted at points, but
good movie. I liked it a lot.
it's awesome.
Great movie.
I loved it.
I will
So,
save it. I actually also have Ride or Die on my number 7. So
Oh,
well, then we can move on.
Yeah.
Um,
I like it. I love it. It's great.
Yeah.
Cinematography, amazing. There you go.
that one action sequence. You guys probably know
Yeah.
which one I'm talking about. But
fucking Reggie.
that,
Right,
but
right.
also another one that occurs in the third act.
Yeah.
You could just
Yeah.
say what the fight scene is too.
The final battle.
It's when they toss the gun and the camera moves with it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, the
first
final.
person thing.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
the entire final battle was shot. Like the entire movie was shot really well, but especially that final battle,
I
it was
refuse to
insane.
believe Batgirl was a
Yeah.
bad movie
Same.
Mm-mm.
with those two motherfuckers behind it.
Yeah.
Anyways, number 7, the first of 3, and I said it, 3 A24 films on my list. Number 7 for me is going to be Civil War. What I like to call the scariest non-horror film that I have ever seen. This movie sent chills down my spine, dude. Especially the Jesse Plemons scene, which I'm not going to spoil. I'm not going to spoil what happens during that scene, but that scene left me scared. Like, I actually wanted to put my face over my shirt and just cover and be like, no, like I was actually scared. All the performances are phenomenal. The cinematography, gorgeous. It's a brutal film. It's heartbreaking. It's terrifying. What do I got to say about Civil War? It's incredible.
I almost
And-
fell
and I
asleep
thi-
during it. So
Damn you.
And I didn't watch it because I didn't like the trailer for it. I thought it looked mediocre and just so I didn't give it a watch.
fair.
I don't know, man. It's,
I'm
oh,
glad
man. That movie got me, dude. That
I'll
movie
say this,
got me.
Camden, you would not like it. So
No, probably not.
Yeah,
Mhm.
probably.
You
probably
will
wouldn't,
definitely
but,
not like it.
Just to make it fair, but all right. Number 6. We're getting there. Cam, what do you got for number 6?
All right, my number 6 is Abigail. I don't know. We already talked about it a lot. I'll just say it was one of the most fun theater experiences. As of right now, it's probably, I was gonna say it's my favorite theater experience this year, but I saw 3 of the Spider-Man movies on the big screen that were all really fun. But outside of the re-releases, this was probably the most fun because I saw it with my best friends for my birthday weekend, and it was just super fun. Yeah,
I will
loved
say,
Abigail.
For me, it's still good. I still like the movie. Got a little worse for me on the rewatch, just a little bit.
I
It's good.
honestly,
but
after
I really
a third
don't
watch
like, I
with
really don't
with
like the
Mike,
third act switch up at all.
honestly, after that third watch with Mike, it went up on my list, and I will definitely be talking about it later.
I hate that third. Like, I think the fight is cool. I just hate the villain switch. Because it just doesn't make sense. Why? Because she was trying to kill him for the whole fucking movie, and then she's like, "Hey, all right, fine."
All right. Well,
It's good,
number
though.
6 for you, Gavin. What do you got?
I have. I don't need to say anything about it because we already talked about it earlier. The First Omen. Great movie. Amazing. Loved
Yep.
it. There was a moment, the first birth scene that they have in the movie where you see the fucking hand come out of the thing.
The demon hand.
I had to pause my fucking movie and I just walked out for a little bit. I had to take a minute.
Haven't
But
seen it
that
yet,
was
and I
one
have
of-
zero fucking clue what you guys are talking about. But that sounds icky.
It is. It's
I-
honestly
one of-
more brutal than Immaculate was, and I wasn't expecting that from a studio horror movie.
I was sitting in the theater, and I remember my mom, I guess, sitting right next to me, and I was like,
Let me just say this about it.
"Did I just?"
Let me just say this about
Opening
the first
scene was
Omen.
great too.
There were
Yeah.
there were 2 scenes in that film. You pointed out one of them, Gavin. I actually almost puked. Like, I'm not even joking you. They went for it, dude. They really went for it. Like, and I was so happy they did. So, all right, Toby, kick it off. What's number 6?
Again, this is also an 2023 movie coming out in 2024 for me, which is kind of weird. It came out in January, late January actually, and it's kind of a Christmas movie. The Holdovers.
Oh yeah.
Let's go. Love the
So-
holdovers.
I love it. The human story in this, everyone is interesting. Almost made me cry. That's a rare statement. I will say.
Yeah.
Paul Giamatti, holy shit, it was amazing. I mean, what's more to kind of say? It's just a masterpiece. It's a modern classic horror, not horror, a Christmas masterpiece.
Hot take: I hated the Holdovers.
Get Out.
And you know what,
Is anyone
and you know what I
fucking
gotta say to that?
surprised? I liked it.
Cam,
It should be
say-
called the shit Holders. There we go.
Can you just
Hold
turn
on.
around
I'm
and
gonna.
Oh, right, yeah.
Here's
Yeah.
no,
Sorry.
no, Cam. Hold on a second. I have something for. I have to tell you something.
Too late. No, it's too late. I was already kicked
No,
out.
come back.
What?
I was kicked out
Oh,
by
yeah.
a Viking. I can't
I know
disrespect
you're
that
a
decision.
boy,
Mm-hmm.
And I want to inform you that you are and always have been penis cancer in human form.
Damn.
Perfect.
Yeah, I also didn't
Greatest
find the
insult
movie.
in cinematic history.
I also didn't find the movie funny, like at all, or entertaining. I didn't like any of the characters. I didn't even think the acting was all that well. Besides, like, I don't remember the characters' names, but the main girl in the movie, I thought she was good. That was it.
Randolph.
Yeah, her. I thought she was good.
Yeah.
That's it.
She was amazing.
Was that a hotel? None of your business. It is absolutely my business. I'm looking after you. I just love those 2 arguing. It's just perfect to me. Number 6. We already talked about it. Not going to go into too much detail. Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Excellent movie. Saw it twice. I want to watch it again. It's incredible. So, all right. Number 5. We're getting to the nitty gritty, guys. Let's get
All
to
right.
it. Cam, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is In a Violent Nature, which really surprised me how much I love this movie. Because if you guys know me, I have the attention span of a walnut, and if it is not cape shit, I usually don't like it. But I was surprised how much I liked about this movie. However, my biggest complaint is that I feel like the last 15 minutes could have been shaved off. But like, Toby knows, like, I'll just, it's not spoilers, but like the entire like car ride part, Toby, I feel like that could have been cut. Like right when she drops the gas can, I think that could have been a cool ending.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
I
that.
didn't hate the ending, but I felt like it could have been shaved off.
Yeah, I get
That's
you.
fair.
But Gavin, what's your number 5?
Fifth place, I have. We already talked about it enough. The Fall Guy.
There we go. Great
Yeah.
movie. Toby.
All right, and my number 5. We have a 5 out of 5 film. Again, I was also The Holdovers is a 5 out of 5. And then this one is a 5 out of 5. It's Abigail. I just fucking love it.
Hence your poster in the background, by the way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Had to do it. Had to do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I am a super fan of Radio Silence. Everything they do is phenomenal. And Melissa Barrera, she's a phenomenal actor, and I think just this is just right up my alley. And the gore, the gore is fantastic. The everything just happened. Yeah, just everything is amazing. We have talked about it enough.
Yeah. All right. My number 5. Oh, this one was originally a 4.5. As I continue to think about it, I loved it even more. And I crawled up the list. Hits the background. It's The Bike Riders. The Bike Riders is my number 5. I love this movie. I thought all the performances were great. Yes, Tom Hardy was great in the movie. I didn't really find his accent like in regards to switchings.
It was
didn't distract
pretty
me.
inconsistent. I think
I
he was
get it's
good. I
pretty
think it was
inconsistent,
his
but it didn't
accent
distract
was
me.
inconsistent.
But it didn't distract me, honestly. But it also felt like it actually kind of took me back to the time period that the film is set in. And I actually felt like I was in that time period, which I feel like Jeff Nichols, who is the director of this movie, is great at doing that whenever he tells these kinds of stories, like which is taking you back to these kinds of time periods. I do kind of agree with Mike in regards to what his nitpick is. I mean, again, tiniest nitpick I can come up with. Could have used a little bit more Michael Shannon and Norman Reedus for sure, but again, I thought all the centric performances were great. It shot well. I loved the again. I love the biker gang, the Vandals. I don't know what else. I don't really know what else I want to say about the Bike Riders. It's awesome. All right, number 4. Again, getting down to the nitty gritty here. Cam, what do you got?
All right, so this is the 3rd horror movie in a row. My number 4 is Immaculate. I thought this movie was super great, and I've heard Immaculate and First Omen are similar, but I haven't seen First Omen yet. But I'm a big fan of Sydney Sweeney. She's a great actress. They're just about everything in this movie really worked for me.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
I thought the ending was good. A bit gruesome, but it was not as bad as I was expecting, and I found it to be a little bit overhyped. But I mean, it was a good ending, and yeah, it was just a really good movie.
I really thought it was actually very much overhyped, but it's still a good one.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Gavin, number 4.
My 4th is Civil War. I thought it was excellent. The only thing that took me out of that movie were the needle drops, were the song choices. They were so conflicting with what we were seeing on screen. That was the only thing I didn't like about the movie, but I thought it was excellent.
Fair enough.
Especially the ending of the film. I absolutely loved.
Yeah.
Nah, get out.
Really, I thought it perfectly encapsulated what the film was going for.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree 1,000%.
Again,
I was
personal
so
preference.
yeah, of course. I was
All right.
so bored during that movie.
Yeah, it's not for everybody, for sure.
Yeah,
It's definitely not. but-
I was legit sitting there like, this isn't scary. I heard that it was going to be scary. I was like, this isn't scary. It doesn't affect me.
Yeah, I wouldn't
So,
even say that. Like, there were a couple moments where I was like, ooh, what the fuck? Like, I was a little disturbed sometimes, but, like, people overhyped that part of the movie.
Yeah.
For sure. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't that bad.
Fair
Like
enough.
some people are like, it's so disturbing. Like I loved it, but I'll never watch it again. It's not that
Mhm.
disturbing.
No, not at all. I've seen worse
Yeah. Fuck
Fair
it.
Serbian
enough.
film.
I mean, fucking we watched Cannibal Holocaust together, so.
Oh yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
not talk about that, please. Anyways, Toby, what's your number 4?
And my number 4 is give me 2 seconds. Late Night with the Devil.
Let's go.
I love it. I'm seeing it actually in theaters July 12th. I've seen it at home. I love it. I think my negative look. I know like we said the AI. I don't give a shit about the AI thing. I mean, yes, it sucks. Blah blah. Blah. The only negative for me is the ending is a bit overwhelming. It's just like, oh, that's the ending. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't
Uh,
like the last like 15 minutes of the movie.
The end. Yeah, the ending was just like,
Like I
okay,
got what they
but
were
it's
going
still
for of like selling
Mhm.
your soul to the devil.
Yeah.
For fame, but like they showed it off in the dumbest way.
Yeah, I agree.
Like when
But I
the whole like
still
owl came out, I kind of checked out.
yeah, but I still think this is actually. I gave it a 5 out of 5. I mean, all from 6 to 5 to 1 is a 5 out of 5. So this one, yeah, fantastic.
Fair enough. I love it. Number 4, the second of 3 A24 films on the list. This is the one that I thought was going to be at the very top of the list, but found a few more films that I enjoyed more. That is Love Lies Bleeding. Oh man, what a wild ride. Boy, oh boy. Again, excellent performances. Love the way that it's shot. Freaking Ed Harris, though. Ed Harris.
Yep.
I don't know if I could think of a better performance from him than probably that movie. In all honesty, like he was so good in that movie. Kristen Stewart, Katie O'Brien, Dave Franco is in the movie too.
Yep.
And I thought this was miles better than Rose Glass's previous film, Saint Maud, which I thought was mediocre at best. This was a step in the right direction for her, in my opinion. And a lot of people have their complaints about the ending. I love the ending. I actually love the way that it wrapped up. And yeah, seen it twice, and I plan to watch it again soon. So yeah, Love Lies Bleeding is my number 4.
Nice.
Number 3, oh boy, this is where we get to the really good stuff here.
All right.
Take it
So
away.
my number 3 is Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire. I'm a huge fan of Ghostbusters. I have been for my whole life. I have a few problems with this movie, such as like the marketing was and like the trailers are like just the last 20 minutes of the movie, and I wish we actually got a bit more of the Frozen stuff in the film.
You know, the whole Frozen Empire.
Yeah,
whole
because it wasn't really much of an empire
No.
at all. But I thought it was fun. It was just another really solid Ghostbusters film, and it was great to see the newer cast, which I really enjoyed, mixed with the older cast a bit more than they were able to in Afterlife. Which it's funny because this one seemed a lot more like nostalgia filled than Afterlife did, which was like the legacy sequel of it. But yeah, I just had a big blast with Frozen Empire.
All right.
It's a blast,
That was
dude.
actually
I actually want to watch it again, honestly.
Yeah, I can
Well,
say
yeah.
Busted still makes me feel good.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. I was actually surprised that you said it. For me, I thought that was just painfully okay.
That's totally fair. I get
That's
it. Yeah.
fine.
I actually have it on my 33 of the list. I have watched 52, by the way. Of
That one's at
2024.
14 of 49
So-
for me.
Out
Mm,
of 93 for me, it is at 38.
Yeah.
I actually thought that film was actually kind of awesome. Like,
fair.
I enjoyed it. Gavin, what is your number 3?
My number 3 is In a Violent Nature. I thought this film was excellent. I loved. I know a lot of people. I saw this really funny tweet today, and it said literally everybody talking about In a Violent Nature. there's so much walking in the film, and then people still complain about all the walking in the film after watching the movie, which is fine. Not for everybody, of course. Very experimental, but I fucking loved it. I think Johnny is such a fascinating character. I love the kind of satirical look at slasher films. It kind of felt like, particularly towards the Friday franchise, and I thought the kills were excellent. But really, the only thing I didn't like about the film was those last 10 minutes. Those last 15 minutes were kind of unnecessary. And then when we get the insane yoga kill, the girl could have escaped and just stood there.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the only thing that kind of bugged me. Along with because I was like, why the fuck did you do that? But then we get an insane, one of the best horror slasher kills I've ever seen, up there with the
That's true.
Terrifier 2 bedroom scene.
Oh, absolutely.
But
I agree.
man, I loved the movie so much.
I mean,
thought it was amazing.
she stood there for like 2 seconds.
And she could have just rolled
A
down the
whole-
fucking hill.
yeah, a whole 2 seconds. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Great kill, but come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, Toby, take it away.
All right, my number 3 is Dev Patel's directorial debut, of course, Monkey Man.
Let's fucking go, baby.
It's so good.
Monkey mid.
Monkey Man.
You shut up, okay? You
You
shut up.
the fuck up.
That's funny.
Shut up. But yeah,
I just thought of that, so I had to say it. Even
That's fun.
I think I just absolutely love the action. I didn't mind. I didn't kind of notice the shaky cam. I didn't know. I can't speak. I'm sorry. I didn't really care about the shaky cam. Because I could see. I'm sorry, but I could see.
Are you calling me blind? I'm not the twin
Yes.
with glasses, okay? That
Yes.
guy is.
I am calling you blind, okay? I
How
am.
dare you?
That was
No.
Toby. That was great. Anyways,
But yeah,
I will-
rated R, and yeah, I love it.
yeah, I'll talk about Monkey Man here in a little bit, but it's definitely not this position right now. Because number 3, we've already talked about it. The third watch did the trick for me to propel it up to the top 3. That is Abigail. This
Nice.
movie is just so my thing. Just a gore fest, a ballerina vampire, fun characters. By the way, Sammy, those are fucking onions.
Might be line delivery of the year, honestly.
Well,
Hell yeah.
I don't cook, so I don't know. That's perfect. And then
Catherine
Alright.
Newton is a national fucking treasure.
absolutely.
Yeah, she is.
And by the way, all right, let's go kill us a fucking vampire. Gotta love Dan Stevens. Yeah, and when I saw this in theaters, dude, I was like, oh man, I actually could not believe what I was watching, but it was awesome. So yeah, Abigail is my number 3.
Nice.
All right. Oh boy, here we go, guys. We're getting to the really good stuff here. Number 2. All right.
All
let's
right.
do it.
Now, this is one that, if we're talking objective terms, 100% isn't in, top 5 of the year. But I had such a fun time with this movie, and it fits me so well. Number 2 for me is Godzilla and Kong the New Empire. Fucking blast. I love kaiju shit. Ever since I was, 2, I've been watching Godzilla movies. I grew up on the Heisei and Showa era of movies, which were goofy. And yeah, so I just always had a blast. The human story sucked. I knew that going in, though, so it didn't really bother me much. I wish the
Yeah.
human stories were better, especially with -1, but I don't want to compare New Empire and -1 because they're completely different sides of Godzilla.
And it's not really fair to compare the two, to be honest.
It's really
fair.
not, because one's a drama about trauma and PTSD
Yeah, both
right
wars
in the
suck.
aftermath of a war, and the other one's Big Monkey, Big Lizard, team up to fight Big Monkey and other Big Lizard. But, I mean, I just had a super fun time. Monster stuff was awesome. The entire third act, I was smiling like an idiot. yeah, I just have a great time with Godzilla and Kong and all the monster stuff. Fucking rules.
There we go. Gavin, what do you have for number 2?
My number 2, and I've seen this film multiple times now, I fucking love it, is Challengers. I think Luca Guadagnino does fantastic here. It has my favorite cinematography of the whole year, particularly just in that third act. But primarily, my favorite thing about this movie is the finale. Is not just the finale, like where the film chooses to cut off. I think is fucking brilliant, and I love everything it stood for. But really, the one thing I didn't like about the movie was the slow mo. And the third act, there was like when it's just Josh O'Connor standing there, and it's just in slow mo. I was like, okay. The other slow mo really didn't bother me because it's such a quick game. It makes sense to have slow mo in there. That was really it, though.
Yeah, that's fair. But it's a great film. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a great film. Just did not crack my top 10. All right, Toby, take it away. What's your number 2? You're muted again.
Fuck.
Buddy.
Greatest response. Fuck.
So 1 and 2 is actually so close. I don't really. If you ask me tomorrow, you get another answer. But I will say for now, the Fall Guy is my number 2.
Fair. Yeah.
I've seen it 2 times. Yeah, I've seen it 2 times in the cinema. There's something about action on a filmmaking set that I just fell in love with. As a filmmaker myself, I just click with that movie so much. Ryan Gosling, fantastic. Actions, fantastic. And everything about it is fantastic.
Great film. Kind of speak on your terms there, Toby, in regards to my number 1 and my number 2. They're, honestly, if I could just tie them together, I would. But
yeah.
Because this is a top 10 list after all, I have to go with my gut here. With what my gut is telling me. I had this film at number 1 at one point, but one other film that I watched twice beat it out for me. My number 2 is Monkey Man. This movie just impacted me, like, personally. Like, I was just guffawing at everything I was watching in the theater when I saw this film. And I mean, and honestly, I'm actually going to be completely honest with you guys. This was my most anticipated film of the year after watching the trailer. Like, I was like, dude, inject that into my veins now. And I was so hyped going in, but I wanted to try to keep my expectations modest. Because if I go in with, like, the super hype level like I was anticipating, I was probably going to walk out disappointed. And thankfully I didn't. I did not walk out disappointed.
Hell yeah.
I loved what I saw. I thought Dev Patel did a great job behind the camera, and his performance was excellent. The hell that he went through to get this film made is crazy. Like, a lot of crazy shit behind the scenes.
If only it was for a better movie.
Shut up.
You shut the fuck up right now. Anyways, but I salute him for all the stunt work he did on this movie, because
it's something to admire.
99% of the stunt work is him.
Yeah, it's incredible what he went through.
You would have thought the cinematographer had a broken hand too, with how shaky that camera was. Oh my lord!
He couldn't put more than a pound or 2 of pressure on that broken hand because they put a screw in his hand.
Cam, I said
the cinematographer.
No way that he was going to be able to hold it like correctly.
Cam, just see.
I don't think Dev Patel filmed. Was he the cinematographer too?
No, because like I said, he did 99%.
I said
I think you're not making sense, bud.
I said the cinematographer. I said it seems like the cinematographer also had a broken hand because of the shaky cam.
That's so wrong.
That was in reference because, of course, Dev Patel, he's a fucking legend, obviously. Oh, Funko Pop fell. He broke his hand and he kept fucking punching dudes. Respect.
Like, he broke his hand. He broke 2 of his toes, tore his shoulder and got an eye infection and still kept going. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta
I
salute the man.
respect it.
I gotta salute the man for it. So, Monkey Man is my number 2. All right, this is what we've been coming down to, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Number 1. Wait, nope, wrong one. There we go. Again, another blooper. Number 1, gentlemen. Let's do this.
All right, prepare your pitchforks because my number 1 of the entire year is The Strangers Chapter 1.
Yeah, baby.
I fucking love this movie. I've said this before, I will say it again, I hate the original Strangers. I think one of my biggest problems is that I couldn't connect with the characters from the start because they like hated each other. And so I was like, oh, you guys don't really care about each other right now, so why should I? And so when shit hit the fan, I was like, yeah, that's fine. But like, and outside of like the shotgun scene in The Strangers Chapter 1, I can't really think of like a really dumb character moment that like I would have done better with.
I think
yeah.
honestly one of the best parts of of the couple in this new one too is that they aren't like the perfect couple. Like there's a little bit of gaslighting thrown at each other, a little bit in there, but it's to the point where like, okay, I see why this is happening.
But I mean, I thought the strangers were badass in this one. Like it's simple, but like Baghead blew up a motorcycle. I was like, that's cool as fuck. Like him snapping his fingers to the music on the record player, I thought was cool and creepy. I love the look of the strangers because they change it just enough, but they're still recognizable because really the only thing they kept was the masks, and even then for like Pinup, they definitely tweaked Pinup's mask, but they also gave Pinup like almost an entirely new look. But so yeah, I just have a blast with the strangers. Bring on Chapter 2. I can't wait to see what comes next from them because Rennie Harlan is killing it.
Yeah,
so yeah, Strangers Chapter 1 is my favorite film of the year so far.
I've already said my fair share. Let's move on. Go ahead, Gavin.
Do I even need to say what it is? Let's be for real. Part 2. I don't even think I need to explain. I've said so much about this movie. So, yeah, just my favorite one.
Toby? You muted again.
God damn it, Toby.
But how does this keep happening?
That's the third time that's happened tonight.
Okay, nothing happened. The Vikings said nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Nobody saw it. It didn't happen.
Yeah, so yeah, like I said, it was very close, but I had to choose one, and I had just a blast at the cinema. Partially also because it was a double feature, and it was a marathon, and that's Dune, Part 2. I saw Dune Part 1 for the first time right before Dune Part 2, and then right on to Dune Part 2. And they were holding like a event type thing. There were like people in character. There was prizes you can win. I actually got like a small jar of like the spice of Arrakis.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's awesome,
and,
man.
And
that's so cool.
Like, yeah, so I think just my cinema experience was just so awesome. They had also the box of pain there. So I had put my hand in the box of pain, so that was kind of fun. And nice. It was a blast. And the movie itself is just phenomenal.
It's a great film for sure. Just it's not my number 1. In fact, for this number 1, I'm actually going to change the background for this special occasion because it is my favorite movie of the year.
Wait, hold on. They had like a replica of the Gamja bar at the screening event you went to?
I guess,
to some extent?
kinda. I guess, cool. Yeah, kinda. Yeah.
That's fucking sweet. I wish I was there.
All right.
I'm coming to Norway now. Bring me to Dune Messiah.
All right,
yeah.
So for number 1, cue me in with a drum roll, please. It's I Saw the TV Glow. That's
I figured.
That is my number 1, is I Saw the TV Glow.
Nice.
Wow, dude. What a freaking movie. Like because the first time I watched it with this dude, and
Yeah.
we did it as a double feature with Monkey Man. Oddest double feature that you'll ever come across, by the way.
Yeah. I saw the
So
monkey
after that,
man.
because it was his idea, like we had time to kill before the Alien 3 watch along, which by the way, fuck that shit. But this was easily the better film. We had time to kill, so we wanted to watch another movie, and it was his idea to watch this one. And if I can, dude, I cannot think of a more thought-provoking film to come out this year than this movie. This film is so weird, and
Yeah, it is.
and it's so it can be very mind-boggling to some people, but it is very thought-provoking. And I think that's what the film is really trying to do, especially the way it concludes. Like, sure, it may not really have anything to some people, but like the way this movie ends, this is also something I love so much about movies like this, is that it will spawn conversations. Like, you'll talk about the film like right after it's over. Like, lots of conversations will be spawned, like depending on how you feel about the film, whether you love it or you hate it.
Yep.
And I think that's what films like this are like. What makes them somewhat so special to me is how they will spawn conversations. Yeah, I thought the cinematography in this thing is incredible. The lighting, fantastic. This is honestly my favorite performance by Justice Smith so far in his career, and that's not even a competition. Like, not even close. Bridget Lindy Payne, also fantastic in the film. This film really got under my skin too. It's
Fair.
especially with some of the scenes, like when they're watching the show of the Pink Opaque, which is, yes, that's what the show is called. When Toby and I were watching it, we were just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
There's
I
definitely going to be a
remember
lot
that.
of moments where you're like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
But I feel like that's what the intention of this film is trying to do, is like trying to make you like you are confused at what you're looking at, but it's like you're fascinated with what they're going for. Like, it definitely is a confusing movie for sure at points, but again, it makes you think as you watch it, like, and you want to watch it again. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, this is just the film that really meant so much to me, even after a second watch. So for that reason alone, I saw The TV Glow as my number one. And at the last fucking second, hold on one second. The last fucking second here, this motherfucker's here.
Hey.
And hold on one second. All right.
Hey,
What's
Gab,
up, Mike?
I will
You made
send
it at
you
the last
some-
fucking second, dude.
Goddamn.
I just talked about my favorite. I saw The TV Glow.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You're the last
Mike,
person
if
up,
you would
right?
would you like to run us through your 10 worst and best?
I don't necessarily have a worst, but I can run through just some that I didn't like.
You can run through that, and then you can run through your best of list and some of the surprises.
Okay. So top 10 worst, I guess. Madam Web. It's watchable, I guess.
It's definitely it's bad, but
It's
like
funny.
you can have a
It's
good time
funny.
with friends. Like,
Yeah, it's funny, and because Pookie Wookie. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How the fuck are
Imitate
y'all
Seth Rogen
already
laugh.
trying to like fuck each other? It's
Usually it takes.
Right.
Usually it takes. Yeah, but it hasn't taken this long in a minute. Usually it's high Pookie right away.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
all right, Mike.
Surprised I
going?
didn't talk about that, yeah. The Strangers Chapter 1. I'm sorry. This movie
Thank
just
you. By the way,
the shit out of me. So yeah.
hey Mike, just for that,
Oh.
dude. Thank you.
He's my Pookie. Don't you ever pull that shit again.
Bitch, you shut the fuck up right now. I've
I
known
will
it for longer
start.
than you.
I will start fights right here, right now.
Yeah.
I've known it for longer than you.
Rebel Moon Part 2.
The shit giver.
But I like to call it the shit giver.
I don't call movies nicknames just because it's
But
just
that's what I'm going to call Rebel Moon Part 2 now, is the shit
It's just
giver.
it's just not professional. I don't know. American Society of Magical Negroes, a movie that just pissed me off.
And it's racist.
Yep. And then Night Swim.
Blech.
Yeah. Imaginary.
Blech.
This little movie on, what is it? Prime? Netflix. Called Mea Culpa. It's got...
Toby, that's so fucking sick.
It's a fucking Tyler Perry movie. It's not good.
Steering clear.
Yep. Founders Day.
It's bad.
Tarot.
Oh, Taro.
Oh, Tarot. Oh, Tarot. And then Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate.
All right. Now let's
And then the good
buddy.
shit. The good shit. Okay. Honorable mentions. I guess. Okay. Monkey Man, Immaculate, Quiet Place, Day One, First Omen, Bad Boys Ride or Die, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and Challengers.
Let's go.
All right, and then the top 10, I have Roadhouse, because I've rewatched it like more than any other movie this year, so
How many times have you seen it?
4 times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think it's I think it's the same for me with the Beekeeper. I've seen that one 4 times.
Hot damn.
You're not on my level. I've seen Dune Part 2 and Strangers Chapter 1 each 5 times.
Y'all are not on my level. Y'all are not on my level. I've seen Madam Web 9 times. Suck it.
No, I'm just kidding. Not you.
Toby, I'm
That's
sorry.
not a flex.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not making fun
It's
of
not a
you.
flex.
I'm making fun of
Yeah.
your nerd brother with them hairy ass toes.
Okay, man, if you don't like my feet, that's fine. Be nice about it. I was just showing my movie
Hey,
haul. What the fuck?
Wait,
Dogs
hold on. Or is it
That's
more
perfect.
impressive that I've seen Madam Web 9 times because it's a piece of shit and I've sat through it 9 times? I also
You're an
just like
absolute
garbage.
psychopath.
So
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, Gavin sat through Strangers Chapter 1, so like 5
Fucking,
times.
bro,
so,
I'm
yeah,
fucking that movie's so
also.
good. I don't want to.
yeah, but that movie's like good, so it's like different.
You guys are psychos.
It's
You're right.
Dude,
Well, you're a
checked my
fucking
letterbox.
Viking, so eat that,
I think-
okay?
hot take. I think Madam Web is better than Strangers Chapter 1. I don't give a fuck what
Thank you.
anyone says.
Yes.
Damn.
Thank you.
I got
All
this,
right.
guys.
Good
I
one.
didn't even realize it was like I was like I think I have a problem when I go to my activity for Chapter 1 and it looks like that.
Mm.
I saw it like twice and like I saw it 4 times this month.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
sorry. I'm sorry.
It's
Um,
good, man. It's good.
Anyway,
Gav, that's fucking nothing.
Holy shit.
That's fucking nothing, bro.
it's fucking nothing.
All right, let's keep moving, please.
Holy shit.
All right, number 9, Dune Part 2. This movie I love. I love Part 1. I've seen Part 1 a lot. I just don't like how open-ended it leaves things, and also I just don't fucking understand the Bene Gesserit.
Fair enough.
I don't understand them.
It didn't even like I'll just tell you this, Mike. It didn't even crack my top 10.
Shit. No
It's great
respect
for
it.
sure,
No
but
respect.
like,
No respect. Okay.
so I thought it was great, but still, I have my issues.
Okay. 8, Love Lies Bleeding. Fucking
Let's
great.
go.
Number 7, The Fall Guy. Love it. Number 6, a movie that I could find myself rewatching, like weirdly, The Bike Riders.
That's my number
Fucking
5.
Awesome movie.
It's incredible.
Number five, Civil War. The year's most bleak movie. Number 4, I Saw the TV Globe, the year's weirdest movie.
But somehow so good. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and will you agree with this? Will you agree with this, Mike? It's very, very thought provoking. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Strangers Chapter 1 is better than The Bike Riders. And
Fuck
I
you.
Saw the TV.
No, it's not.
Well, the Bike Riders was fucking boring, and the ending sucked. So
The ending, I will
The
say,
ending was great. What the
the-
fuck?
the ending
yeah, the
didn't
ending
make
was great.
sense.
No, in the context
I'm
of the
gonna
film,
explain
what
off stream why I get why people do like the ending. I just want to explain why I didn't after stream, so there's no
Okay.
spoilers given on stream.
Okay.
Well, and Toby hasn't seen the film
Yeah,
yet.
Toby
the
hasn't.
ending,
Right.
it kind of
So
is like.
I would say just don't in general,
I would just
honestly.
come on. I don't know. I thought the ending.
I would
'cause
say
was
just
like,
wait
that's
until Toby's
cool.
seen it.
I
So
watched the
Mhm.
film. I was like, oh, I like the ending. And then the more I thought about it, and I was like, that kind of goes against what was previously stated. And
Well,
then
yeah, it contradicts something else said in the movie.
Okay, yeah. Tell me and Luke.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, yeah. I saw the TV Glow. Yeah. Number 3, Abigail. Love that fucking movie. Number 2, Late Night with the Devil, a movie that left me thinking a lot, and I've seen it 3 times now, and I like it more every time I watch it. And number 1, my only 5-star movie of the year so far is Furiosa.
you
a
only
Mad
have one
Max
5-star?
saga. Yep, moved
Hey,
everything
me
else
up.
that I had down. Yeah, I moved. I had Dune and Late Night with the Devil at 5-star for a little bit, and then I just moved them down because there's just some issues I have with both of them. But
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
I only have one, and it is Doom. So
mm,
I'm surprised
Yeah.
it's not Strangers at this point.
no,
motherfucker. But
I wouldn't accept it if it was Strangers would be your second 5 out of 5. But
See, here's my thing. I wouldn't either
I
because it
was
has
more-
issues. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
sit here and
Yeah.
deny it. Like
Yeah.
it does.
Mhm.
It's not great. It's really good. I think it's really good though.
Ryan's a fucking idiot. Yeah.
agreed.
In one scene, in one fucking scene.
Yeah,
I
that,
beg
I
to
seriously can't think of another dumb moment outside of the shotgun scene.
The fact
I'm
that they
being
didn't
honest.
fucking leave as soon as Mia is saying that a bunch of weird shit happened and he came home and the power was off, that's not a red flag. No, no.
Not
Like,
necessarily,
that's not a red
because
flag.
because at the same time, 1, they were drinking earlier. 2, she was smoking something that wasn't regular cigarettes because that was
Which
said.
Ryan stated. He said, "Dude, that thing fucks you up." That's specific. I forgot what he said. The name of the certain.
She said, he said, that messes with your head or something like that.
Right.
Okay,
So-
either way though, if you find your girlfriend hiding in a fucking closet and the power off, that's a red flag to get the fuck out.
It makes more sense to try to
Exactly.
rationalize a situation because rationalization is in human nature than it is to try to escalate things. And if they were to leave right then, what good would it have done since the strangers were already there?
I don't. That doesn't make
So
a lot of
that
sense.
doesn't-
But
yeah,
They would have
Also,
they
how
would
did
have
he
left to go on the bike and they would have died anyway because the strangers were already at the house.
And they tried leaving when the strangers were there too. They didn't.
Yeah.
Well, and also,
Yeah,
how
the
did
bike
they keep
blew
get-
up.
and
Exactly.
also,
So they
how did
exactly
keep
the
getting to
bike blew up.
places
So
where
how would they
they're
have been
at?
able to leave, anyways, at the start if the
Like-
bike blew up? Because who knows when they fucking
Because
put
he
the,
just got there.
who knows the fucking gas?
Because he just fucking got there. He
know
wouldn't have
these
had
fucking
time.
And
strangers are
also,
quick.
one question:
Okay,
how do they
that-
keep teleporting to where the two main characters are at? Like, how do they
They-
keep getting there at the same
There were
time?
only
That doesn't
two-
make any sense.
There were only 2 moments in the film where it felt like teleportation, and it was with Scarecrow. One was when he sat in the chair behind her when she played piano, and he got up quickly, and then there was the shower scene. Those were like the
fuck
only 2
that
scenes
shit.
I was like, how the fuck did they do that? Every other part, like I was like, okay, they fucking ran.
Because they also
Obviously.
show us multiple times in the film them leaving the scene.
Right.
Doesn't make
Like when the
sense.
shotgun is fired in the shed and
Fucking pin
Pin up in the
springs behind
background slides out of view because the gun was fired. And then after Baghead swings the axe down into the front, and into the car window, then when it cuts back to him, he runs away.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
Either way,
we're
though,
done talking.
I don't
Let's-
know why the fuck they even ended up at that stupid ass Airbnb because that town was spooky as shit, gave icky ass vibes. Why the fuck did they stay there?
I 1,000% agree, but we're done.
Because
talking
the
about
car broke down and they didn't really have much of a choice.
They could have
In the-
taken anyone else's fucking car. They could have just taken the shit and left. It
Like,
doesn't
you-
fucking matter.
All right, let's
Car? Are you talking about car theft right now?
Yeah.
let's
Who fucking cares at that point? Because they're judging you because you're a vegan. What else wrong is fucking taking their goddamn car? At that point,
Exactly. So
I don't
let's
give a
just-
shit.
let's just stop there. Let's stop there because we've already talked about the film enough. In all honesty, like we'll just stop there. But thank you, gentlemen, for showing up here tonight, and Mike coming in for very late, but for a few minutes. But at least you came here, and that's what counts. So
Yeah, sorry, I was cat sitting.
cat sitting.
Yeah, I went out to eat, and then I had to watch over my friend's cat. So yeah,
But hey, you still made it. So.
yep.
But go check out these guys on their channels, their socials. You know where to find them. No need to say anything else. Subscribe
Yeah.
to my channel. Hit that like button. Click on that notification bell so that you guys can get notified of all the videos. You guys know what to do. So, anyways, thank you everybody so much for watching, and we will see you guys tomorrow for Lawless. So, peace out, everybody. Have a good night.
So yeah. Dude, I actually tested this thing earlier, the Terrifier TV.